he was the star of House of Cards,
Yeah.
which was huge.
Yeah. His appearance on the show follows the Channel 4 documentary Spacey Unmasked, which aired fresh allegations about the American Beauty star last month. The news of his appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored has been met with mixed reactions, with some fans calling him a phenomenal actor, while users call the booking an interesting choice.
He admitted to being insensitive. For one of the people he was groping said that they called their grandmother Gum Gum.
We have audio of that?
We might. I don't know, Nick. It's sometimes a microphone.
Actually, it was Gam Gam.
Gam Gam,
Yeah.
yes.
Ben calls my mom Gum Gum.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of Ben, he'd never seen Usual Suspects before, so we watched it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he was blown away at how great it was. He didn't see the finish coming. He didn't know what the plot twist was. But Steve, I was talking to him about it afterwards, and we were kind of raving about how great Kevin Spacey is.
Great.
And he won the Oscar for Best Supporting. But he and Bryan Singer essentially have both been canceled for good reason, and we'll see if Kevin Spacey can come back.
I think he can. Not so sure about Singer.
Yeah.
Here's that moment with Gam Gam.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I had no idea that you called your grandmother.
That scene is so
You can't help it.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
When he comes home later on, Preston, and he hates surprise parties, and Julie Bowen has thrown it. No!
I need to go back and watch Horrible Bosses. It's great. Channel 4's recent documentary, Spacey Unmasked, interviewed 10 men not involved in the 2023 criminal trial. Spacey described the claims as, quote, anonymized and non-specific before writing up the program as a dying network's one-sided documentary about me in their desperate attempt for ratings. And he added, each time I have been given the time and the proper forum to defend myself, the allegations have failed under scrutiny and I have been exonerated. Oprah Winfrey missed out on some book club fun after a stomach illness landed the media mogul in the emergency room. Yeah, it was that, essentially. Oprah, who revealed Tuesday that Familiaris by David Wroblewski is the latest selection of Oprah's book club, was forced to sit out an interview with Wroblewski on CBS Mornings due to a recent case of gastroenteritis. The digestive infection caused by inflammation of the stomach and intestine is characterized by symptoms including nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. Winfrey's longtime friend and CBS Mornings co-host Gayle King opened up about the talk show icon's very serious illness during her interview with Wroblewski.
One cannot help but ask, is there any association with Ozempic?
Yeah, good question.
Exactly what I thought. When I saw the headline, too, about Gayle King and how she overshared information, this is what I anticipated was you guys in the same.
I'll call you back.
So King said, on the interview, she said she had some kind of stomach flu. Stuff was coming out both ends.
Oh, man.
She said, I won't get too graphic.
She already did.
Did.
But needless to say, she ended up in the hospital with dehydration and had to get an IV. And then
she's crap and gravy.
Then she added, she'll be okay. And I hope she's not mad at me for sharing that detail. In a video call that King she shared on Instagram, Oprah explained that she sought hospital care because she, quote, couldn't keep enough water down to stay hydrated. And that sometimes you have to do that.
Absolutely.
You're full of fluids.
Kathy, have you ever been a part of a book club? Have you ever been a part of Oprah's book club?
No, you know what? I have not been a part of a book club. And I think because all of my friends, none of us have enough time to meet. And
right.
Especially since when we meet, we want to go out drinking. But I just saw something, a book checklist, and you kind of share it with friends, and you check off the books that you've read, and then you swap the books around. Like if I didn't read one,
a little less of a commitment.
Yeah, but kind of still, chatting a little bit about it.
I got it.
My wife had a book club for a while, and it was cute. Yeah, when we hosted a couple of times. It was interesting. I'm not like a book reader or whatever, and my wife is a very, she's always reading something. But it was neat to come downstairs and see these women around in a circle
with their wine.
Of course, right? And that's what Kathy, you were like, it cuts into your drinking time. Yeah. And, there usually is.
This book is friggin' awesome.
But I know when I think about it, and I think about the groups of girls that I go out with, we don't sit around and chat and have wine. You saw the karaoke, the car karaoke. That's
what you're doing.
That's how our nights end.
Okay. Yeah. You're woo girls.
We are absolutely
literature.
Yeah.
I don't like the antagonist. Hang on a sec. I don't know.
You're really working on something over there. What's up?
Oh, while you think about it, can I just tell you, I have been reading a lot over the past couple of years. I think I read a book the fastest I've ever read a book.
Which one?
This week. I think I read it in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
It was that good, or
It was called The Summer Girl. Yeah, I don't know.
You were just talking about it yesterday, The Summer Girl. No, but I'm saying you said you read this one super fast.
Yeah, I read this one. I mean, like if I condensed the entire like reading time, it was like probably just a few days.
Is it a pamphlet or a book?
No. It was a book. I just like, I don't know. I don't know if it was an easy read or what. I don't know. But
At any point did you have to color anything?
No, I didn't have to color, Steve. I didn't have to color. But yeah, just like I just blew right through it. My friend gave it to me and was like, "Yeah, this is good."
Essentially, what I was trying to say earlier is, this seems like homework, right? Like if I were part of a book club, you have to have the book finished,
right? And
you have to be prepared to speak about the book at X time. You know what I mean?
You can't participate.
That's homework.
Yeah. So don't join a book club. You can join a movie club.
Yeah, don't do it. All right. NBC last month renewed Late Night with Seth Meyers and re-upped its host through 2028. But when it returns next fall for its 12th season with Meyers, it will be without a house band for the first time in the show's 44-year history. The 8G band, led by Fred Armisen, has been laid off as live music will no longer be a permanent feature on the show going forward. The decision, believed to be a cost-saving measure, was revealed by band member Eli Janney, who is also the associate musical director on the show. In an interview with Vulture, he said, "Sadly, it's the reality of broadcast and a shrinking market. Streaming eating into this, YouTube eating into that." I said, streaming is not making money either. So budgets everywhere have been cut and cut and cut. I liken it to a Spotify moment in music where suddenly it's like nobody wants to pay for music. Music gets devalued.
Well, in this case, too, shows, even in its heyday, that time slot was not a huge audience generator. So you're kind of fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, but for 44 years, they've had live music. So
how about a one-man band?
Janney said in the interview that Meyers and late night showrunners Mike Shoemaker informed the band of the cut more than a month ago. It also includes the crew that works with the musicians. Unlike the Tonight Show, where live music plays an integral part, with Jimmy Fallon frequently performing alongside his guests, Late Night is known primarily for its commentary segment, a closer look at Stay Drinking series, as well as guest interviews. The 8G band members also include Seth Jabor and Sid Butler. And according to Janney, the group will still make music for the show. They just will not perform it live. So they're trimming stuff up. Yeah. Joey Chestnut, the reigning champion of the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest, will not participate in this year's event after signing a deal with a rival brand. They don't allow that.
Yeah, and
Nathan's doesn't allow it as part of the agreement.
From what I understand, it's an Impossible brand, right?
It's a vegan-based. So Chestnut has long been the face of the competition. He's vied for the dog downing contest, coveted mustard belt since 2005, has won it almost every year since 2007, with the exception of a rare loss in 2015. In 2021, the Westfield, Indiana resident ingested 76 dogs and buns in 10 minutes, a record that is still standing.
76?
It's insane. But Major League Eating event organizer George Shea says Chestnut is moving away from the contest due to a contract dispute. They said, "We love him. The fans love him. He's made the choice." Chestnut disputed who made the choice, saying, "I do not have a contract with MLE or Nathan's, and they are looking to change the rules from past years as it relates to other partners that I can work with." In a thread posted Tuesday night after the news broke, Chestnut said that he had been training to defend his title at this year's Independence Day event and only learned through media reports that he wouldn't be allowed to compete. He said, "I was gutted to learn through the media after 19 years I'm banned. To my fans, I love you and appreciate you. Rest assured that you will see me eat again soon. Stay hungry." So Shea says Chestnut struck a deal with a competing brand, a red line, for the Nathan's sponsored event. He wouldn't say which brand, but told the New York Times Chestnut will be repping Impossible Foods, which makes vegan sausages, and the company declined to comment on the deal, and so did Chestnut.
So I don't see this as direct. If he were to sign a deal with a competing actual hot dog brand,
Hebrew National,
right? Hebrew National, that'd be an issue.
Yeah.
But this is a wholly other product.
But they're marketed as hot dogs.
But I mean, there's gray area. It sounds like they might be able to reconnoiter this because we got some time before the 4th of July.
He said he's not under any sort of contract with Nathan.
Yeah.
So like, if you're not
to enter the contest,
okay,
you can't be on board with another brand.
That's Nathan's rule.
Shea said the dispute came down to exclusivity, not money. He said it would be like Michael Jordan saying to Nike, "I'm going to represent Adidas too." But yeah, I guess you just can't enter the contest.
These things gross me the F out.
Case, I'm watching this, and I know this is the methodology. I know this is how they do it. I don't think so. 76 hot dogs. I don't think I could eat one hot dog dipped in water, crushed into a ball the way they do it.
Well, watching these guys, especially Joey Chestnut, it looks like he's about to throw up every single time he takes a bite.
I'm not into eating contests. No. I don't. I kind of don't get what the big deal is.
Yeah.
I can watch chugging contests.
I guess it's impressive to see that somebody can eat that much in that short amount of time, but watching it, I feel uncomfortable.
And I got to assume that's wreaking havoc on your body. Yeah. Imagine the meat sweats you get after 76 hot dogs.
Yeah, it was, I think, when I watched Master Davey Hogan win this blueberry eating contest, or blueberry pie eating contest.
It's pretty amazing.
It did it for you. Yeah.
All right, so a couple more quick things. Sienna Miller is opening up about how she fell in love quickly with her boyfriend, Ollie Green. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, Miller, who is 42, said that their romance occurred after meeting at a Halloween party and was something she didn't expect to take seriously. She said,
I love you.
And then quickly, I fell in love.
You love me?
Yeah. She said, I wasn't like... She said, I wasn't like, I'm going to get a younger boyfriend. It was more like, F, why are you young? That's so annoying. She credited Green, who is 27, by the way, as someone who is well-adjusted.
She's in the Horizon movies, Kevin Costner, and she's excellent.
Yeah, Kevin was commenting about how wonderful she was when he was here. But she said there's a difference in the way that generation of men respect women. It's specific to him. He is very wise and well-adjusted, but I do believe it's also that generation. They have grown up with a slightly more level playing field. I see it in his female friends as well as the men.
Steve, you were talking you were talking on air or off air the other day about actors who eat on screen.
Yes.
And you mentioned Brad Pitt, and there was one other.
Michael J. Fox.
That was it, yeah. And so this past season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, Sienna Miller played herself, and the only way that she could do any good acting was by eating on screen. So like the production assistants would
the conceit?
Would bring her apples, and she'd be like wolfing down the apples like a horse. Like, it was so freaking funny.
That's great.
But she nailed every scene while eating as much as she possibly could in every scene.
You know, I forgot that one of the G.I. Joe movies in it, she plays the nemesis, and they have her all like, sexied up in an evil way. She looks phenomenal.
The couple who made the red carpet debut at the Vanity Fair Oscar party in March 2022 welcomed their first child together earlier this year. Miller is also mom to daughter Marlo, who is 11, whom she shares with ex Tom Sturridge. Do you love Tom?
I love him.
That's good.
And she was also a long-time relationship with Jude Law.
Oh, okay.
I love Jude Law. I love Jude Law.
Paul Giamatti is joining the Star Trek universe at Paramount Plus. The Oscar-nominated star of The Holdovers has booked a major role in the streamer's Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
He should play Worf Vomit.
He will have a recurring guest role as the season's central villain.
Interesting.
Described as a man with an ominous past with a connection to one of the show's cadets. Ordered to series in March 2023, Starfleet Academy revolves around a young group of cadets who unite to pursue a dream of hope and optimism. Under the watchful and demanding eyes of their instructors, they discover what it takes to become Starfleet officers as they navigate blossoming friendships, explosive rivalries, first loves, and a new enemy that threatens both the Academy and the Federation itself. So he becomes the second actor cast in Starfleet Academy and joins Holly Hunter. So some big names.
Yes.
She will be the captain and chancellor of the Starfleet Academy.
I'm wondering about this next in the film series. They talked about reactivating that, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek world.
I remember when they went into like hyperspace in that movie. I was sitting next to Preston. Man, it made you so happy.
I know, because they did it differently.
Yeah.
Normally, when hyperspace would be like, like this big thing, and they just go. You hear the engine's power, but it goes, and it goes.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it got crowd. The theater got quiet, and I just go, dude, dude.
It was cool. I loved it.
So awesome. Production will begin later this summer. Giamatti is fresh off a starring role on Showtime's Billions, and with Star Trek casting will remain in the Paramount Plus global fold. And he also recently signed on, and we mentioned this earlier, to star in a Hostel TV series from Eli Roth.
Which is going to be wild. I don't know how you pull that off. That whole thing is based on being brutal.
Yep, and it's not yet been shopped to buyers. But if you got heavy-hitting names,
if
maybe
they can
get away
combine
with
it with the spirit of Edna's Edibles.
All right.
Right?
And serve people.
Right, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. So The Boys, the TV show, Amazon Prime, will end with its 5th season. It's official.
Well,
I'm cool with that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because that'll mean they'll be firing on all cylinders. And that's what I want.
And I don't know what I want as far as like Homelander's
End.
Whether you want him to live, because he's such a horrifying scumbag, but he is such a great character.
Yeah.
And when you watch, there are clips, Preston, that pop up on TikTok or Instagram that are just little soliloquies or moments. The one popped up the other day where he's meeting the potential new addition to the 7, and it is a guy who has, I guess, hearing or he's something hearing. And Homelander's going, wow. And the guy's just saying, I'm a huge fan of yours, Homelander. And he goes, so that's your ability, huh? So what if somebody does this? And he hits him in the side of the head.
Yeah.
And like pops his eardrums.
I think he was blind and he could only hear.
Yeah. But what if somebody does this?
Homelander is just messed up.
Jesus.
The show's creator and showrunner Eric Kripke announced the end has begun while promoting the series' 4th season, which premieres tomorrow on Prime, by the way. So he wrote, season 4 premiere week is a good time to announce. Season 5 will be the final season. Always my plan. I just had to be cagey till I got the final okay from Vought, referencing the powerful company that manages these celebrity-like superheroes on the show.
So he can still pop up on Gen V, which is the the sequel series, which is excellent as well, Preston.
I said, thrilled to bring the story to a gory, epic, moist climax.
Kathy?
Climax.
Yeah, awesome.
You have never seen, a more brutal, visceral show.
To accompany the announcement, he shared an image of what appears to be a redacted script for the final episode of the 4th season. The Boys have been one of Prime Video's most popular original series, spawning 2 spinoffs, as you said, Steve, Gen V, and also Diabolical. Both take place in the same universe as The Boys, with Gen V focusing on college-age heroes mastering their powers, and Diabolical telling a series of short stories through animated episodes. Oh, okay. In response to a request for comment, Amazon said that it had no further information to share on the end of The Boys or the status of Gen V. And then I wanted to mention one more thing. Things are about to get freaky for actress Julia Butters. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood standout has joined the cast of Disney's Freaky Friday sequel. And the project was officially confirmed in March with Nisha Ganatra tapped to direct. She most recently directed episodes of Hulu's Welcome to Chippendales. Other credits include The High Note with Dakota Johnson and Tracee Ellis Ross, along with Late Night starring Mindy Kaling and Emma Thompson.
Was Julia Butters one of the Manson girls?
I think she might have been the young girl that was the actor with Leah. I'm just looking.
Yes.
Nick has the IMDb up.
She was excellent, Casey. When they're sitting side by side and she's going through her lines and they do that scene, he's doing the Western scene.
Yeah, possibly. I just looking at her picture, I'm like, she seems pretty young.
Yeah, I believe that's her.
All right.
Butters' role and, by the way, original stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are in talks to reprise their roles.
You're right, Case.
Butters' role and any plot details for the long gestating sequel have yet to be revealed. So we shall see. Let us do the clips now. We'll start with this. In season 2 of the Big Door Prize, Morpho Machine potentials are exchanged for visions, and the residents of Deerfield are left to act on what they see. In this clip, Gabrielle Dennis talks about the concept applying to everyday life.
The show really, to me, is bigger than the machine.
Gabrielle, sorry.
The machine basically is inception. Like, it plants these seeds of ideas, and then it's the human instinct to want to go and figure it out and discover and go on the adventure of figuring it out. That machine is that push that they need to finally do the thing that they always say that they were going to do and were too afraid to do it.
What the The Big Door Prize Season 2 finale airs today on Apple TV. I have no idea.
It's a comedy, from what I gather, with a sort of Twilight or Fantasy Island-ish spin.
All right, here's the next clip for you. Our new best friend, Kevin Costner, has already risked a lot to bring Horizon and American Saga to the screen. And here he talks about creating something that captures his own passion for movies.
I like seeing people behave honestly in desperate situations. The heroism of a little boy just saying, "I'll stay with you, Dad," is a really powerful moment. You know, that's my son. And it was very hard to watch, but it probably happened a lot of times. He should have gone down. That's where he should have gone. But we love him because he stayed up.
Yeah! You know, I still keep taking things from that day we spent with him. And one of the things I like to kind of giggle in my mind about is how our new interns were just kind of not really all that impressed. I'm like, wow.
They did know who he was. When we
but
asked
maybe
them.
they don't understand that the guy is not just a famous actor. He's a movie star.
Yeah,
He's
like a
the
real
famous
movie star.
Movie star. And
through Yellowstone, a massive TV star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that there's a takeaway, Preston, I was just looking at the collection of pictures, and there's one where you are standing over here by, where former Kyle's video station was. And you and Costner and you were both kind of chuckling.
Yeah, we were
in the
laughing
picture.
about something. Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, can it be a cooler picture?
Yeah.
He gave me a hug.
He did.
And he went in for the hug. I didn't go in. He did. Did you see on this tour? I don't know what's. Oh, I think he was in Chicago. I think it was when he went to one of the TV stations, and as they brought him in and like walked him through the back hallway before he was about to go on air, all the employees set up like a whole Western style battle in the back.
Yes.
Oh,
It was
really?
really
Yeah.
cool. He was like, at first he was like, what's going on? And then he was like laughing. He's like, all right. So like as he's walking right in front of them, they're punching each other. They're taking each other to the ground. They all have hats, cowboy hats on. It was really cool.
When he came over here, right by where Casey was, and said hello, he walks in and he goes, "Hi, I'm Kevin." I was just like, "Really?
I know.
Is that who you are?"
What are you, stupid? I know you.
It was cool. To have him introduce himself like
was
that.
terrific,
How you
yeah.
doing? I'm Kevin. Yeah. So.
I like how you backed up, Case. As I was saying.
Yeah, Casey like went flat, stood up flat, and got out of the way.
Make room, no eye contact.
No. All right, we're still basking in that. Let's take a break because we got some stuff to get to this morning. Secret text word. We have your chance to win a pair of early entry tickets to the world's largest pickle party, which is this Saturday at Xfinity Live. It's the big deal. So text word secret to 39333. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
YouTube since 2011. And in 2018, we had 30,000 subscribers. Middle of 2018. From the middle of 2018 to the middle of 2019, we went from 30,000 to 1 million. And then the next year, another million. The next year, another million.
Wow.
And I think what we do, you're right, there is nothing fancy. I do think, though, the technical work, the editing is beautiful. The work for our channel is as beautiful as any TV I've ever done, for a start. It is simple, but I think my goal is that people walk away with a good understanding. So there's more talking in ours, I think, than many of them. Many of them just, it's like 1 cup, 2 cups, stir, mix, pour, bake, that kind of thing. I'll say, do this. And if you don't have this, let me tell you a workaround for it, or here's why I like to do this. I feel like I'm a teacher. It seems silly at times, but I do feel like I'm a bit of a teacher, and I really want people to walk away saying, well, I almost swore.
All good.
I really want people to know that this is how they can do this. I had an idea in 2001 to start a travel show on TV. And the basis of it was show people that they could go to places they thought were complicated. And it wasn't, they could do it. Don't go to North Dakota again this summer. Try someplace you've never been or you've been scared of. Maybe go to Hong Kong or Tokyo or something like that. And, in 2001, sadly, 9/11 happened, changed stuff for me. But I decided to find something else I thought I could do on TV that I could also help people learn so that they could go, oh, I can do this. And I came across, literally within a week and a half of 9/11, I came across a cooking segment on a local channel here in San Diego. The guy was making a butternut squash soup. It was September, it was fall, it was a perfect thing to do. It was the most boring, complicated recipe I've ever seen. And as I watched that, I went, holy yes, somebody should make that better. And I went, damn it, I have nothing to do. I will try and make that better. My wife came home from work. I said, I'm going to start a cooking show instead of a travel one. She goes, I think that's a great idea. Just one thing, honey. I go, what? She goes, you just can't cook. I go, but see, here's the genius. I'll make things so easy, people will say I can do that.
No,
I'll be my own weakest link.
Wow.
That makes complete sense because I'll tell you what, as YouTube has grown over the years, and I remember clearly when the one video of the guy at the zoo that was the only available, and now we have, and we talk about it often, as a teaching device.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I'm fixing this thing in my house. You can find somebody doing that, doing it with the tools specifically that you're using in the specific. Yeah. And so I was just raging about what you just said a few minutes ago. I don't need all the production. I need someone to talk to me. And the way you're saying about giving is sort of a lesson on how to do it. It drives me crazy when they try to get too cute with the information imparting, and I'm there and I got the tools out or whatever. I'm like, just show me. Just tell me
how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, a lot of people that cook in the culinary space on YouTube, a lot of them are credentialed in the sense that they've been to culinary school, that kind of stuff. And I have none of that. I've never taken a cooking class. I've never been to culinary school. And I think that benefits me in the sense that I don't lean on that chef terminology, the chef technique, that kind of stuff. I'll say things that regular everyday people would say, and it resonates with them and they can make it. And yes, I swear a lot. I'm sort of not normal that way. I was on a radio program live from Calgary a few months ago. And in the middle of the thing, the guy said the S word. And suddenly I went, oh my God, he's going to get in such trouble. And I went, oh no, it's Canada. They understand that that's not a word that's going to start a war.
Right.
No parents are going to write in about that yet.
So Sam, with your lack of culinary experience going into this,
sure,
you're now a restaurateur, right? I mean, so you own 3 restaurants?
I have 3 restaurants. Here's the important part of that, Preston. I have 3 restaurants with partners, and they came to me and they said, look, we're fans, but we like what you do. Here's what we do. Do we think we could put that together? And I said, yes. But I'm not going to be the guy that's going to be on the line in the back every day. I can't do that. I don't want to do that.
Right.
When we run out of tomatoes, I'm not the guy to get them.
Right.
When Susie calls in sick, I'm not the guy that has to stand up, jump in on the line again that day. I say I have the best restaurant job in the business. I get to be the inspiration, the face, the brand, the food, the recipes. And they do their part and I do mine. And it's been a good relationship so far.
There are so many business ventures that I wanted to get into where I'm like, can I not be the person that has to do all the stuff and just kind of give you guys some ideas or something like that?
Yeah,
I've never found any takers on that.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, Preston, but it's a great relationship. And I know you're kidding, but it's a business that I said forever I would not go into on my own because here's what I know. I don't know the restaurant business. And even though I have a successful YouTube following and, of course, a great following in San Diego because this is where I started, I knew that I didn't know how to do that, which, unfortunately, a lot of people think it's about a dish or just a couple of recipes. Honey, your lasagna is so good, and that restaurant down the street is packed. If we had a restaurant, your lasagna is better, we'd be packed all the time.
Right.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to it than that. Speaking of joking... And a listener had emailed me to ask you about this, to find out about this. They wanted to know, what's your beef with Guy Fieri, and is it a joke?
I've never met Guy Fieri. I am only jealous of his success. And he's such a public figure. Let him... his shoulders are strong enough that he can handle the jabs from a little 3.5 million YouTuber like me. Look, I think Guy Fieri on his show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, though it's not my particular style, his style.
Yeah.
it's a bit too over the top for me, but I think he's really good at what he does.
Right.
I think he brings that whole show alive. He does. He had a cooking show when he first won the Food Network star thing. He had a cooking show and he was in a kitchen and the refrigerator had a racing stripe on it. There was a pool table. They were trying to play up this whole bad boy thing. I didn't think he was very good at that because he's so over the top. That being said, no, I don't. Of course I'm jealous of that success he's got. Come on.
Well, who would you consider your muse in the culinary world? Who inspires you the most?
Oh, I do like Jamie Oliver quite a lot. He doesn't use that the Naked Chef title anymore, but he has a very natural style. There's nothing forced about it. I like the way that he just feels like you feel like he's just putting stuff together.
Right.
And people will say that about me. And I don't think it's that I modeled myself after him. I think this is just the style that came out, once I started cooking on TV. I like him, and I'm old. So I remember, Julia Child, not really, but certainly enough of her. And a guy named Dan. He was called the Galloping Gourmet.
We talk about him all the time, Sam.
And
he was the master of that sort of approach.
Yeah, what I liked about both of them, Graham Kerr, his name, and Julia Child, if something effed up, they went with it.
Yeah,
they didn't. I read once that Rachel Ray in one of her shows in the very beginning cut herself quite badly. They stopped the tape. They crazy glued it, which you can do. It's 100% safe. Put makeup on it, then rolled the tape back a little bit, and then carried on like it never happened. If that happens to me, I swear, if I drop something, we leave it in. If I burn myself, we leave it in. If I can't get something out of a pan, we leave it in. And people will come up to me and they go, one of the things we like is that you make us feel like it's okay to make mistakes in the kitchen. It's almost more encouraging than anything else.
Yeah, I can see that.
So those two people had that style, and for that, I like it.
Sam, I remember one time seeing Julia Child. She was cutting a chicken, and she cut her hand open, so like the blood was spurting all over the place.
Really?
The crowd was going crazy. It was. Well, that was Saturday Night
Live. You sure that wasn't Dan? You sure that wasn't Dan Aykroyd?
No hindsight. Listen, speaking of the Food Network stars, Sam, does anybody, because of your look, does anybody think that you're Ted Allen from Chopped? Have you ever gotten mistaken?
So there was a big food event in San Diego a few years ago, and there was this big party the night before. And I'm there, and Ted Allen's there, and somebody says, "Oh, let me introduce you to Ted Allen." So I walk up, they introduce me, and he goes, "I have a funny story about you." I go, "What?" He goes, "We were in a restaurant last night. We finished our dinner. We come outside. We're waiting for the car. We're on the street, and a woman comes up, and she says, 'Oh, my God, I'm the hugest fan. Would you sign a T-shirt for me?' And he goes, 'Of course.' And he goes, 'I'm feeling good inside.' And she walks to her car. She comes back. Somehow she had like a plain T-shirt in her car. And he goes, I sign it for her. I hand it to her, and she's so thankful. And she's walking down the street, and she gets about 2 doors down, and she turns around and she goes, 'This doesn't say Sam the cooking guy.'" And he goes, "I didn't know who you were, and then I asked somebody, and now I see you." And he goes, "Yeah, I do think we kind of look alike."
So it's valid.
That's fantastic.
It's valid, 100%. Yeah, it's these dumb dopey glasses that I will now have to own for the rest of my life, or I won't look like me.
It's your look. Don't screw with what's working.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
So, Sam, you've delved into the cheesesteak realm on the show.
Yes. God, and please. Oh no, I feared this might come up. Yes. Look, my next cookbook. May I show you?
Yeah, please.
Oh.
Sam the cooking guy between the buns. I love it.
So tacos, hamburgers, sandwiches, burgers, and burritos. So there is a. By the way, if you pre-order this, you have a chance to win a virtual cooking class, private one. Just me, you, and whoever you want.
Nice.
Wow. So there's a Philly steak sandwich in here, and I think one of the biggest problems people make is they overcook the meat. They cut the pieces too thick. They overcook the meat. They undercook the vegetables.
Okay.
You want the vegetables in here, the peppers and the onions, to be really well caramelized. Mm-hmm. And you can't do that in 2 seconds in a pan. And if you cut the meat too thick, when you take a bite, you get a big hunk of meat hanging off your lip that's no longer in the bread.
Yep.
And it's tough. You can't do that.
It's funny you should bring that up. It's funny you bring that up because now you can use that as a Rorschach test here in Philadelphia because whatever place you align with will say a lot. It's sort of like a personality profile. I tend to agree. To me, the classic cheesesteak is thinly sliced meat, but there are people who love it the other way, and it's for the exact reason you mentioned. You pull out half the sandwich with every bite you take. But it probably exists in the pantheon of those, as with pizza. Whatever way works for you is the right way to make it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So before our YouTube channel Style Now, which are episodes that are 15-ish minutes long, sometimes much less. We had a version of it. It was called the Sam Livecast, and it was part talk show. Like me at a desk talking like this. We did it live, and then I'd go in the kitchen and cook something. Back in those days, Tony Luke came to San Diego, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, do you want to do something with him?" And I said, "Of course." So he came to my house, and we had a dueling Philly cheesesteak competition. He did his version, which was damn good. I did my version that had a slight Asian, little Asian inspiration to us. I think mine was better. I'm just going to brag. Go out there and say that. I don't think I could ever get Tony to say that, though. And though we've only met once, I think he was a really, really, really nice guy.
He's a great guy. And, he's a friend of the show.
And it's great. So yes, I'll also say this for people listening. This is back to the teaching part. Thinly sliced meat, cooked very quickly on a hot surface, is much more forgiving in the end than big, fat, thick pieces.
Yep.
So if a first-timer is out there trying to make a great Philly cheesesteak, or any kind of cheesesteak, slice it thin. You'll find you won't F it up nearly as much as those thicker thumb-sized pieces of meat.
Sage advice. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
From a guy that never went to culinary school. Swears a
lot. Wow. It's impressive stuff. So what are some of the newer things coming up that we can look forward to that you're tackling on the YouTube channel?
Well, let's see. So we just shot the other day. I think it was really fun. We bought 5 Instapots, lined them all up on the kitchen counter, and we started at one end. It put one thing in, one thing.
God, I don't want to do it. Why will it not just rain?
When's it going to rain?
Rain, please. I don't want to go outside.
We've been growing some vegetables, and ideally you're supposed to water things in the morning,
right?
From what I understand,
and we can't.
We can't do it.
It's why my sun patients are dead.
Why not?
Because if you water them at night, Steve, sometimes the weather
evaporates.
It'll evaporate like slowly during the day rather than just kind of puddle at night. So in theory, it makes more sense to water them in the morning, and then it allows the sun to just sort of like incubate the water during the day.
I love
that.
Thing. So when we were having everything torn up at our house in Reset, we had a sprinkler system.
Yeah.
Because I'm too stupid to remember to water stuff, and it's a godsend. But it does come on at about 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah. You're supposed to water in the morning.
I used to have a little watering system, and then
like a drip system and stuff for watering flowers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
they're not. You can buy them like at Lowe's and stuff.
Yeah, they're not terrible, but one of the tubes got cut, and then in one of my rage gardening sessions, I ripped all the tubing out. So we don't have that anymore.
God, I've done
Reset
that before.
it.
Where you just get tired of something, just tear it all out.
And it was like partially underground, so I'm like pulling it up and it wasn't
like
it didn't,
pipes,
Yeah, it was old. It didn't work anymore. Like I said, part of the tube got severed. So
But they're great when they're running, right?
Yeah.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Preston, I ripped the carpet off of my stairs at my home 2 years ago. I thought we were going to replace it.
Did you rage rip it?
I rage ripped it. Yeah, because for some reason, my dogs like to throw up on that carpet for some reason. Okay. And it just got stained over it. And I was like, this is so gross. And I ripped it up, and I thought, within a couple of months, we were going to, maybe 3 years later.
They will find.
Really?
Yeah.
What is
No, the carpet's still not there.
This carpet's still not there. So we just have exposed
nails,
wood now, and it's not good looking. It's like a subfloor wood.
Just like old wood.
It's basically like
it's got character.
Plywood almost.
Yeah, you need to put an area rug down.
Put a sprinkler system on your staff.
Yeah, do that. You can do that. All right, listen, I want to go to the Just Saying Institute. It's been a little while since we've had a chance to expand our knowledge and therefore we are going to do that.
Just saying Institute, home of the Timothy Busfield as Poindexter Museum.
No, wow. We're big fans.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go through some studies and polls that have been done at the Just Saying
A lot of
Institute.
information. Yeah.
We'll start with this: the weight loss shots, the jabs, could start a revolution in cancer care, slashing cases and deaths, according to world-leading experts. They suggest this. So the likes of Ozempic and Wegovy can cut the risk of obesity-related cancers by a fifth and bowel cancer by half,
It's
according to Breakthrough Research.
Again, it's pretty amazing. I think as they're finding all of the ways to use this, what dosages should be as people find out how to use it in proper ways. But I mean, all the stuff that is coming out, like cancer and cardiac stuff, that people will benefit from this. At least it looks like it on paper.
Yeah.
And they're seeing the results come through. So it just could be, it's like the little blue pill.
Yeah, I'm sort of waiting on, with bated breath as to what the results will be, in the future. What I do know is that in my weight loss journey, I hit a plateau, and then I sought help through Ozempic.
Yes, and you had a result.
And I had a result.
Yeah.
And most recently, I would say in the last 3 months, I've kicked it up quite a bit, and I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm gonna stop it. You know what I mean? Get to a weight
maintain.
and maintain.
So you had it, and your body responded to it in the way you wanted it to respond.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we were out, I forgot where we were, Case, but we were eating dinner or something like that, you and I together, and I finished off my meal, and Case had eaten about a quarter of his. And I'm like, hungry? He's like, not anymore.
Right.
And Kathy's don't eat as much anymore.
Yeah, Kathy's
I'm
been
dying. Thanks.
No. Kathy's been warning me, and so I with Dr. Avidan from Iron Mountain Men's Health, they as far as my nutrition is concerned, Kathy's concerned about my protein intake.
Right.
Which to be honest with you, I wasn't necessarily paying attention to, and then Kathy was, there was that red light, and then also with Dr. Avidan, it's hydration. So those are the two big things that I'm trying to pay attention to right now, is making sure I'm drinking enough water and I'm getting enough protein in my diet.
You have a good guy overseeing you, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, and how about we talked about this off air, I think, but how it's also boosting fertility in women.
Yes.
My cousin is 45, and she was on it, and she got pregnant.
Yeah, without trying.
And by the way, she has no children, was not able to have children.
God.
And at 45, she's pregnant.
All of this stuff. A guy I know who's on it, his penis grew 4 feet. It's amazing.
That's too much.
No, he loves it.
He does? That's kinda cool.
He loves it.
That's like the height of a hockey net. That's wow.
He just loves it.
Trial results presented at the world's largest cancer conference found that breast cancer patients who took the class of drugs were a third less likely to die 5 years later.
Because what it's doing is it's minimizing and mitigating all of that, the stuff that comes from being overweight. These diseases are directly...
Some of these are obesity-related cancers, but also bowel cancer. So significantly, they believe there are multiple ways they help lessen the risk of cancer in addition to the weight loss that they're famed for. The GLP-1 agonist drugs, a new class of medications, which include Ozempic and Wegovy, featured in several pieces of research presented at the world's largest cancer conference. They studied data from more than 34,000 obese patients and found the drugs could delay or prevent cancer. Researchers looked at the 13 different types of cancer with proven links to obesity, including breast, bowel, and liver cancer.
It's pretty wild.
They found rates of obesity-related cancer were 19% lower for those who took the drug for at least a year compared to those who didn't. And when other health benefits were factored in, these patients were half as likely to die during the 15-year period, according to the research.
Let me throw this out. I think there's also a benefit to the fact that when you take the drug, you appear to explode into a choreographed dance number.
No.
At least TV indicates that,
Yeah, so who was the gal that we had on, remember?
Yeah, she's been replaced.
But was that a weight loss?
That was Ozempic.
No.
Oh, was
that
that
was not Ozempic.
It was, hang on. I'm trying to live my A1C.
That's diabetes.
It's diabetes, but it's not
weight loss.
Not weight loss.
It wasn't geared for,
Okay.
But you might lose weight.
There's new people on that.
They replaced her with now a woman in the office.
Giardini?
Giardini.
Giardini.
The great Giardini.
Yeah.
Jardians.
Thank you. The results were comparable to those who lost more weight through surgery, suggesting the effects could be the result of other factors at play, such as reduced inflammation. Speaking in Chicago, Dr. Mitchell Lazar, director of the Institute of Diabetes, Obesity, and Metabolism at Penn, by the way, said obesity is a risk factor for nearly all cancers in both men and women. Thus, revolution in the medical treatment for obesity has enormous potential to prevent new cancers, reduce the severity and growth rate of existing tumors, and synergize with new cancer-specific therapies.
Side effects may include a 4-foot penis.
Another study by Harvard looked at over 1,400 women with breast cancer and type 2 diabetes, with half taking these drugs, and all were being treated hormone therapies to control their disease, which can cause weight gain. With half given the GLP-1s as well, and they found it cut deaths by a third.
Have they
That's amazing.
speculated as when the Doobie Brothers song "Minute by Minute" but will be applied to a pharmaceutical company? Minute by minute by minute.
Oh, I remember when I first started to realize that I was being targeted by all of these things. And they started, wow, they're using, that's one of my favorite
That's a song
songs.
now you're talking to me.
I love ELO.
I love China Grow.
Yep.
Take it to the limit.
Younger people, the moment you hear your favorite songs
Oh my
used
gosh.
in commercials regularly, especially for medications, you have arrived at that age, my friend.
Do you think at any point Jay-Z's 99 Problems will be a
Absolutely.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
99 problems
But
and
an itch
diabetes
ain't
ain't
one.
one of them.
Yeah.
99 problems and diabetes ain't one.
Yeah, that's that's totally gonna be.
What
it.
about Rolly? What the Rolly?
Roly-poly on my wrist.
Oh, that sells watches.
It does.
Come on.
Heart monitors, Nick.
Yeah, exactly. Because it will be right in the watch.
Roly-poly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rolex will come out with smart watches at that point. Oh my God.
Apparently, there's a game called Battlefield 3. 99 Problems was used in that TV commercial, Casey.
All right, but that's for video games.
That's a proper target group.
Once you hit the medication,
Yeah.
then you know you've hit a certain age marker.
Yeah, they're using a Drake song for salve.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, this stuff continues to make great, stories as far as
Because people are
medical
lowering their
advances.
A1C.
Yeah. All right. Next, Just Saying S2 story. This is more of a psychological study and has to do with pleasantries and whatnot. So when a stranger smiles at you, do you smile back?
Absolutely.
I
In fact,
absolutely
I'm
do.
usually I will smile immediately when I see someone, or we're passing each other. Hi, how are you, or whatever. I do that.
Yeah, it's
all
a
the
gesture.
time. All the time.
And if they don't smile back, I want to kick their teeth in.
Well, listen, it says, according to this
I call it
study,
the C
according to
word.
this research, most people don't smile back.
What?
Really?
Why?
So, all right, so you have to try this one. You see a stranger, you smile at them, and you go, "Hey, you."
No, you're disgusting.
No.
I want to touch you.
People love that.
I want to smell you.
Jesus.
Hey, you.
In an experiment, actress Zara Nahum smiled at 112 people who walked past her during a 2-hour period, and only 24 returned the grin.
Wow.
I wonder now. You could take on a. I actually have a good return rate on my smiles. So maybe it's my presentation, but what I don't get as many of as the hi.
Mm-hmm.
Or a hi back, or how you doing, or any of those sort of little mini exchanges.
There's a fun social media trend, and I didn't realize that so many people did this, including myself. But it's the when somebody smiles at you, the look back is kind of like a.
What would you call that?
Hey, jerk
Like a
off.
nod.
No, it's what you do with your lips. You kind of like purse your lips.
Almost a grimace.
It's almost a grimace, but like so many people do that. They're like,
Yeah. I think I do.
Well, okay. Well, there is an upside down smile, and I'll tell you who used to do it all the time.
All right.
Bill Clinton used to do it. He would go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or De Niro.
And
in
De
Cape
Niro,
Fear.
De Niro does it, but De Niro he was always kind of thinking about something. That didn't necessarily mean he was happy. But if you look at videos of an introduction to Bill Clinton and someone was giving him compliments, he would just sit there and go.
Yeah, right.
Wait, I cannot
Let's
do
go
that.
get something, by the way. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I cannot do that.
no,
What?
No, like
you're doing it.
You just did it.
yeah, and it's so good. It's so pleasant.
You look like a rabid duck.
I feel like an idiot. It's very unnatural for me.
What drives me crazy is when I'm out hiking or I'm one of two people out in, a 5-acre radius and we're passing each other. Hi.
Yeah.
How are you? Nothing. It's like.
Well, but we've talked
I know
about
that
this.
I know.
You could be
I look
seen
like a
as
serial killer.
Yeah, scary looking.
I know.
Just keep running past that bald guy. Although you have like a cute dog, so.
Yeah, but if I don't have the dog with me, then they think I killed it and ate it.
Hey, Preston's back, by the way, guys.
Hey,
I'm back. I had to go get some. It's for another story that this made me think of that, and I'll get to it in a moment. So, nonetheless, apparently, according to this particular study that was done, that a lot of people do not smile back. However, you may want to smile back because smiling comes with some benefits. It releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, hormones which improve our mood and our sense of well-being, and also it reduces cortisol, our stress hormone, making us feel less anxious and more relaxed.
So when you're passing someone, say you're walking through the lobby here, and hi, or hey, good afternoon, or good morning, is that good enough?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, how deep can you go? Can you say, are you a squirter?
If you're not a
I'm a squirter, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Excuse me?
Yeah. If you are not, if you're the person who is not a smiler backer,
Yeah.
then just avoid eye contact altogether, right?
Well, I think that's different, though. I think the people like at your building, those are people you see every day. You'd sort of be seen as a dick if you didn't say hello.
Even
to them.
if you don't, I'm not talking about like people that just walking through the parking lot. Hi.
That's what I'm thinking. Like walking through the parking lot or walking down the street and you pass someone
in the grocery store.
It's just a common pleasantry.
If I make eye contact, that's the thing. If not, then I won't. But if for some reason you happen to make eye contact, just a little, oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm a squirter.
Smile will do. Now, by the way, and I'm a squirter. So a couple of people are texting in, and they're right about this. Some of this is cultural. In some cultures,
yes,
smiling actually at a stranger can be considered rude, as if you are kind of mocking.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Shut up, not here. We're just smile.
I know. I'm just pointing it out.
Do you ever start to co-shop with a stranger? Like if you're in an aisle,
You got to break from the pack because now you're sort of mirroring each other's movements,
Yeah.
and now the question is, do they think that I'm creeping on them?
Well, no, okay, maybe for you, but no, like I've been in an aisle and we've been looking at the same thing, and then we start discussing the product.
Oh,
and like,
no, I never had that.
What brand do you get? Have you used this?
I do that in the
usually do
process.
not bring up. I don't get a conversation.
Summer's Eve.
Going on with a stranger.
Well,
I can if I do make eye contact with somebody and then I round the corner and see them again in another aisle. It's like,
no.
you again.
What if you're in the aisle, Preston? You're holding 2 boxes of Fleet enemas in each hand. You're like, I know it's for a friend.
I actually bought an enema the other day.
Oh, did you?
I did, and I was like, oh God, I got to go check out with this thing, man. I was having intestinal trouble, and I got one just in case.
And they
Fortunately,
work.
I didn't need it. Hell yeah! You remember I'd spent a freaking day in the emergency room, and all I needed was goddamn enema.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dude, it'll blow you out.
You can do self-checkout? You can do it that way.
I can, but I had produce, and I don't feel like going through the numbers and all that stuff. So, all right, but anyway, smile at people. It's good for you.
Hand him an enema.
Hang on, let me go to Derek has a question here real quick. Hi, Derek. Good morning.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo, bud. Not much, man. What's up?
So I just want to comment on just how people don't smile back. I don't know if you guys ever experienced this too, but like it's really bad or really makes me angry when neighbors don't say hi back.
Yeah.
Smile back. I just moved into a new apartment a couple months ago, and I had somebody new just move in just probably like 2 weeks ago. And I was trying to do the neighborly thing, rode the elevator together. They actually said hi because you're forced to talk to each other.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days later, they're coming back, from the gym or whatever. I don't know. They must be tired. But I'm leaving to go to work. They go, oh, hey, how's it going? How are you? And they literally just looked down and kept walking. I'm like,
okay.
What the hell?
You know what? Give it a little room to breathe. See if they do it, if this becomes a pattern. Maybe they were having an off day?
Possibly. Here's something to consider, too. If you're getting blatant responses like that, and it may be the case, it may not. There are people that are on the spectrum that don't pick up on social cues and may not understand or may feel uncomfortable in responding to you, Derek.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a full-on conversation with them.
Oh, okay.
2 days prior. I totally get it. I have friends that are on the spectrum. There was just full-on eye contact. Good conversation.
Okay.
Nothing that would be indicative of that. You know what I mean?
Right. If they don't, if they are not on the spectrum and they're just simply being rude, slice a small hole in their screen window and load the apartment with murder hornets.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate it,
All right,
bud.
see you guys.
during COVID, I was outside, I was gardening, and she's not one of my like immediate neighbors. Like it's another neighborhood down the road and across the street.
Right.
And she was walking by with somebody, you know, those when everyone was outside exercising. And I heard her say, "Is she looking?" Because I was looking at her to like smile, say hi, wave. And she says to her friend, "Is she looking?" I was like, "Bitch, I will choke you out. What do you mean, is she looking?" And I just was like, "Hi, so-and-so." And then she was like, "Oh, hey.
Wow, yeah.
Is she looking?
Is she looking? Like, do I have to say hi?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And now she's like so fake to me every time I see her. She's like, "Oh my God, hi, how are you?" I'm like, "Bitch, don't talk to me.
Oh
Don't talk
God.
to me." Yeah.
Oh man, I was, and now like I'm self-conscious if I'm walking past like a group of people that are sitting on like a front porch. I'm talking like down the shore because I was on a porch where I was with women and they just ripped everybody apart that walked past. I was like, this is mean. I don't like being here. These people are just minding their own business. And
so you sort of now know that that's a subtext, or at least you can imagine in your mind them mocking you.
Yep. Yeah. The way I'm walking or what I'm wearing or whatever.
Well, let me one quick call, and then I'm going to move on to something else. I got a couple calls I got to take now. Ante, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, bitches.
What's up, bitch?
Hey, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Wooden Ships. The lyric is, "If you smile at me, I will understand," because that is something everybody, everywhere does in the same language.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Then what does the thong song mean?
It's about a piece of underwear. Interesting, Ante. But although we have learned in some cultures it can be considered
it could be
not the norm. Yeah. But thank you, Ante. Appreciate that. And then one last call because Carlo had an encounter with Kathy.
Oh.
Hi, Carlo. Good morning.
Morning, you guys rock.
Thanks, man. All right, what's up, bud?
Hey, about a month ago, I was in University City crossing the street, and this cute lady was facing me, crossing towards me. Mm-hmm. She smiled at me. She bit her lip. And I turned around. I'm like, wait a second. Is that Kathy Romano?
Shut up.
I swear.
She gave you one of those come hither looks?
Bit her lip,
No,
huh?
it was like it took me a second, and then when I got to the corner, I turned around and I saw her from behind, and I'm like, oh, that's definitely Kathy.
So wait a minute, Kathy, do you do the lip biting thing?
No. Also, it wasn't in University City.
I think I want
It was a Monday. It was the day you guys were talking about. That was Dr. Mike. It was a Dr. Mike kind of thing, and then it was you. It was Kathy.
Cut me off a slice of that.
She doesn't think so,
I was
Carlo.
not in University
Did she do the thing where she cupped her own boobs?
He lifted my shirt.
Like that chick at the Orleans game.
I'm like, it was like she had an ample, backside. So I was like,
Ample.
Wow.
There's other people out there with ample backsides.
All right, thank you,
But
Carlo.
not everyone who,
Appreciate it,
who
bud.
bites their lips like that, Kathy. I didn't know that was your move.
Also, not the city. I hate the city.
All right, let's give me the Just Saying Institute music. We're going to move on to another one. And this is not really your typical Just Saying Institute story, but we were talking about smiling and faces and things like that. And Nick sent me this morning. Rodent men.
Oh, yeah. I had a really long conversation with my brothers about this last night.
Rodent men. What are they? Well,
what are they?
They are, at this moment in time, a very desirable thing that a man can be if you use celebrities as an example. Jeremy Allen from The Bear.
Oh, I think
Alan
facially.
White and Challengers. Yes. Leads Mike Faced and Josh O'Connor, as well as Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker. Yeah, like rat face men. Apparently are kind of all the rage right now.
A lot of people think, myself included, that Jeremy Allen White is really attractive, but he is not your typical handsome. And Steve, in this article, which is from New York Times Style and the New York Times, they compare him to somebody with like Brad Pitt, who's much more traditionally handsome, big toothy grin.
Yeah.
These guys kind of all have rat faces.
Yeah.
Well, but they're handsome rat faces.
Yeah.
They would be you're atypical, but there's something.
When you hear the term rat faced, man or
Rat-faced
whatever,
boy.
yeah, you can see it,
Like
right?
a weasel, yeah.
Two people come to mind immediately for me, and they're both athletes. One is a guy named Gary Gaetti. He used to play for the Twins. And then there's a guy who's on the Boston Bruins right now. His name is Brad Marchand. Both of those guys look like rats.
Okay. I'm curious if there are any ladies listening that find the rat-faced man look attractive.
Every girl's crazy about a rat face.
Girl crazy about a rat-faced man.
It's also a Paul Simon lyric. Roly-poly little rat-faced boy.
No, it's roly-poly little bat-faced girl.
Oh, I was thinking differently.
No.
Maybe from this article.
That's from You Can Call Me Out.
Yeah.
Oh, the song's a hit. Can you come up with another animal?
Yeah, roly-poly bat-faced girl.
Roly-poly little bat-faced girl, yeah. He was talking about a guy who left with a roly-poly little bat-faced girl. You can look it up. Go ahead.
No, I believe you.
I feel confident.
Every girl's crazy about a rat-faced man.
I think there's other aspects to it. I think, like, especially with Jeremy Allen White, I think his popularity rose from Shameless. And in Shameless, he was constantly shirtless and in sex scenes. So, like, the sex appeal,
is fostered by that.
It was fostered
and his
by
love
that.
of cheese and pizza.
Right. And now he's on this new show that's much different. But, like, I just feel like that's what people, sort of knew him for.
Yeah, he's in really good shape as well.
Yeah.
He's obviously for Iron Claw, the movie, he got really pumped up big.
Yeah.
But you can just tell when he's wearing a T-shirt that the guy is, he's in shape, and that definitely helps too. He's physically fit.
This ports over to what I consider beautiful in women. I don't like a flawless, model type woman. I like imperfection. I like interesting aspects. And so these guys are not your typical good-looking guys, and there's a lot more going on there.
So you'd bang one of these guys?
I'd have them all three at once. I'd take them out down the alleyway. All three is at once. I love rat.
For you?
Just the three of us, four of us, me and you.
You know any other rat-faced guys? You bring them over, I'll do them too. I don't care. I'll line you up like some bizarre game of mousetrap. I'll bang you all.
Here's a text that says, my sister always calls Josh Groban the singing gerbil.
That's Josh mean.
She said, but I love him.
That's hilarious.
She said, but I love him and think he's so cute.
Yeah. You tend to think of more arch, but closer features.
Yes, exactly. The eyes are a little closer in. The mouth and nose are a little bit tighter in shape-wise.
A long tail.
Maybe that's part of it, too, being a rat-faced boy.
Living in a sewer.
All right, well,
and training Ninja Turtles.
I thought it was pretty interesting. I had never heard of that term, rodent men, but apparently they're all the rage right now. Marissa, what's that? Oh, what?
I sent you a little snapshot in the Vox Pro.
Little clippy poo to play. All right.
Oh, here we go.
Hang on a second. Wait. Oh, this is You Call Me Out.
Gone. He ducked back down the alley with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl.
Rat-faced boy.
Yeah. No.
I heard it.
Yeah, and then they go down to
Sure.
They go down to Shiloh.
Yeah, you hear it.
Obvious. I don't know what you guys are listening to.
All right, let's do one more Just Ain't Institute story. At least. Do we have time for one?
No,
we
really
we're doing,
don't.
It's Wednesday. We're doing Fox Good Day. I got more. We'll get to it eventually, but thank you for being here for the Just Ain't Institute. Yeah, we do need to break and come back in a second because not only are we going to get in touch with our friends at Fox Good Day and do the Bizarre File, but we will give you your day off at Dorney keyword for the day.
Yes.
And your chance to win a 4-pack of passes for our live broadcast, of which I'll give you the details if you don't know them yet. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WLM.
Back and showed how they turned out. And Instapots are great.
All right,
I mean, any type multi-cooker. So this will come out today, I think. It's Monday. I think it's today's episode.
I wanted to get a handle on what you thought about the Instapot because my wife, I got her one. It was all the rage, I think, 2 years ago. The Instapot. Yeah. And so I contend there's a lot more we can do with it, but it doesn't seem to be lighting her fire. But you believe in the Instapot?
Look, in my personal life, I don't use one very often.
Yeah.
But then here's what we learned about the channel. It's not what I want. It's what the audience wants, right? In any business, it should be that. Here's what we made. In one, we made a short rib ragu in about, an hour, start to finish. Unbelievably delicious. Put it on pasta. We made shrimp, chicken, and sausage jambalaya. dump everything in, stir, close the lid, turn it on the rice cooker setting, which the Instapots do. Amazing. We made macaroni and cheese, a little truffle mac and cheese in one in about 10 minutes.
Huh.
We made pork ribs in half an hour in the Instapot, and then took them out and put them under the broiler for 5 minutes. I mean, you can't do that any other way. You really can't.
Yeah.
And that's using the pressure cooker setting.
Okay.
So it's impressive what you can do with these things. Depends on how you like to cook. My wife and I eat pretty simply. Dinner, all our kids are grown. So dinner for us is always a big ass salad with some protein on it. Chicken, shrimp, steak, that kind of thing. We like burgers. So I use a grill. I use my stovetop. I use, whatever. I don't really use an Instapot a whole lot in my personal life, but
well, yeah, because it's just you. I think, yeah, like to me, I guess maybe that's what the reticence. It's just us. It's just two people, and you're always making an ass load of stuff.
Yeah, but do you make ribs? I mean, you don't see. Here's the thing that I get: people go, "Well, will you do an episode on cooking for one?"
Yeah,
I go, "Yeah." Go to the store and buy one stinking steak. You don't have to go to Costco.
Yeah.
140 pounds of ribeye. You don't. You can buy one freaking potato and make mashed potatoes for just you.
Yeah.
Or F the potato and buy a bag of chips. Use that for your mashed potatoes.
Make your mashed potatoes.
You just brought up something that has bugged me about my wife for years. When we would make mashed potatoes, just the two of us before kids, she would buy 5 pounds of potatoes, make up mashed potatoes. I'm like, how many potatoes can you sit down and eat? One, right? Let's just mash up 2 potatoes and that ought to do it.
Then you got it. Then what are you doing with the rest of them? My last book, leftover recipes with intentional leftovers, was what you do, make a chicken, and then what you do with it besides just eating chicken the same way every night. You make a giant big pile of mashed potatoes, and you got to figure out what to do. Then you're making mashed potato cakes and stuff like that, and it's good. But two potatoes, 2 people, 2 potatoes. I think you'll be okay.
Do you know what appeals to me about your approach to this? Because I do love. We do. There's a segment that we do every week. The connoisseur about cooking and all that stuff. And because so many people connect on it, everyone finds a level to connect to something. Food is always a topic of discussion. And so my wife and I, we rate things on what we call the reheat factor. How does it reheat? And I contend there are some foods that are better on the reheat than they are on the initial serving. Do you agree?
Of course. Lasagna.
Yeah.
I think lasagna is great when it comes out of the oven. I just think something magical happens when you reheat it. Pizza is a sticking point for me. In that book, the Leftovers book, I showed how to make a pizza and then how to reheat it. I know there's a lot of people, they'll dump all over me for showing how to reheat pizza. I like cold pizza the next morning. After cold pizza, I can't stand it. So I say you do this. You take a nonstick pan, you put it on the heat, like medium-high heat. Then you take a slice of pizza, you put it on a plate, you put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds to a minute. It starts to get all bubbly on top. The second it's bubbling on top, take it out of the microwave, you slide it right into that now hot nonstick pan. It should hit the pan and go get a little bit of that. And now the bottom is getting crispy. The top is all hot and melty. The bottom's getting crispy. It's pretty close to how it came out of the box. No, it won't come out of the box like that.
Right.
Pretty much how you'd get it if you were sitting at the counter of the restaurant.
Right.
And they slide it right in front of you.
I love it.
But no, some things, the microwave is good for certain things. The air fryer, on the other hand, is also very good at warming stuff back up.
Yeah, no, we use the air fryer all the time. A lot of this, and it's just fun. Again, Preston does the most cooking of anybody on the show, but just on a basic level, this is the spice of life, and to have a point of entry that you're obviously providing to your viewers, where you don't have to be the stereotype of the snobbish sort of foodie, and have this point of access, I think means a lot. That's why you're doing so as well as you are.
Yeah, you know what? That term foodie, are you a foodie? I'm a foodie. She's a foodie. I don't think she's a foodie. We don't want her to come over. That's just nonsense talk. What's a foodie? A person that likes to eat food.
Yeah,
everybody likes to eat food, except my mother-in-law, who sees food as nourishment only. She doesn't really care how good it is. She's not a very good cook, but I do adore her. That being said, yeah, look, I could talk food all the time, all the time. When I do a live event, I'm in front of an audience. Whatever the reason I'm there for, at some point always degrades into, let's talk about what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah.
What are you having trouble making? And if I can help with that, don't ask me a baking question ever. Even though right now I have bagels proofing, we're going to finish off the bagels when we're done with this. We have a show coming up, how to make your own lox, how to make your own bagels, and how to make a smoked cream cheese, which we did on an episode for that buffalo chicken dip. You have a smoker? Anybody there?
No, but
I don't have a smoker.
my neighbor used to, and man, the stuff that would come out of that is pretty awesome.
So I'm telling you, who's ever listening right now, you take a block of Philly cream cheese. Of course, I wouldn't mention any other one. You put it in a little pan, cast iron pan, whatever. You make some little X's across the top. You sprinkle it with anything you want. In this case, we'll watch it on YouTube for the buffalo chicken dip. We sprinkle it with barbecue seasoning. Set your smoker at 225, leave it for 2 hours. It will not melt into a puddle. It definitely gets softer, but it holds its shape. At the end of 2 hours, you take it out, and it is life-changing. It is transformative. It is cream cheese like you've never had before. And it was so good that when we made it, I said, damn, imagine you could put like everything bagel seasoning on it. And then it went, hey, if you do that with everything bagel seasoning, then we should make our own bagels, and then we should make our own lox. So that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks.
That's cool.
But yeah, so the point is, I forgot the question. Oh, the point is, I like to talk food all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Sam, before we wrap, if people find themselves in the San Diego area, what are your restaurants that we should visit?
So they're all in Little Italy. They're all about 25 yards away from each other. 2 are in the Little Italy Food Hall. One is called Samburgers, which you can guess probably what that is. And we love doing burgers on our channel. We have a great one coming up this week. The other one's called Not Tacos, and Not Tacos because they're not Mexican tacos. Not that I don't love Mexican tacos. I love Mexican food. I'm in Mexico. Yeah. Everything I've had here has been Mexican. But San Diego has so many great Mexican restaurants. I didn't need to be a guy to try and Jewish Canadian boy did not need to bring more Mexican tacos. Right. So there's things like Korean short rib, mashed potato, pulled pork with macaroni and cheese, stuff like that. They're really good.
That. Yeah.
Most of them are in this book. Shameless plug.
All right.
And the other one is called Graze, Graze. And Graze, like a cow would eat a little bit of this. So it's charcuterie boards and flatbreads and appetizers and salads and bar and that kind of stuff.
Well, you need
Little Italy Food Hall.
You need to chain those up because we'd like to. They sound pretty awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. It's all good. So just know this: the book will be coming. Some copies to you guys when it comes out. It comes out in May.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And for restaurant info and food info and all this, you can go to thecookingguy.com or you go to the YouTube channel for all the stuff and go find my Philly versions, cheesesteak versions, and all the stuff we've been talking about. It's all there. Everything's there.
Well, good on you, man. You're a hell of
You
a
guys are
success.
great.
Hell of a success story.
Yeah, thanks,
Sam.
man.
That's
Call
really
on
cool.
me anytime to answer food questions or
all right,
consider it done.
Judge a debate.
Yes, and resume vacation. All right, man.
I'll go back.
Thank
Please
you.
bring the margaritas now.
All right, Sam the cooking guy. Thanks, Sam. Take care, man. We'll see you later. Oh my God, that's awesome, dude.
Very conversive, very cool.
No idea. Zero culinary experience at all, and just followed his passion. I guess he just liked doing it, and one thing led to another, and look at him, huge success. That's really cool.
Yeah, God bless that. You have to stick. He stuck with it, you know. And again, you said finding the hook, finding the high concept. I'm not a chef. This is how I'm going to prepare it.
I don't know about you guys, but when he was talking about the smoker, my mouth started to water. The way that he was describing it, and then the buffalo chicken dip and whatever the hell else, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I want to try.
A lot of things made my mouth water in that conversation. All right, so you can go to thecookingguy.com to get all information. Just do a search on Sam the Cooking Guy on YouTube and subscribe and check it out and get some good ideas. Well, if you guys didn't know, Kathy had the Rona. She got past it, but there are some lingering effects, and a lot of people have dealt with this lack of taste thing.
Would it be safe to say that it licked her ass?
I think it licked her ass. Now, if you don't know about that, she had texted someone that it kicked her ass and accidentally typed in licked. her ass. And this wasn't a close personal friend either. It was more of a casual relationship. And
I love it.
Took it to another level. But so your sense of taste, at what point? Because listen, when you get a cold, when you get the flu, it's standard that happens, but it doesn't linger afterwards. So did this happen at the onset of symptoms, or did this happen later on?
No, so I was like a few days into having COVID, and I had congestion too. So, sometimes, like you said, like if you have congestion, you have a cold or whatever, like, taste won't be there. So that's what I kept telling myself. I was like, no, I think it's that, because there was like a little bit still there. So I'm like, maybe it's just the congestion, like normal, and I'm not really losing my taste. No. And then flash forward, now we're a few weeks in, and my taste is, I would say my taste is like 0 to 10%. I don't know. Maybe today I'll see. Yeah. I thought maybe at one point it was coming back. I had yellow mustard. I told you guys this, but I don't know if it was like whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
You don't know if it was like the spices in the mustard,
right, exactly.
as opposed to its actual flavor.
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing you would be able to compare it to in life. I mean, it's such a unique thing to have happen.
Yeah.
And so for the most part, people have what they call the long Rona. Still, even they eventually get their taste back, but it can be a while.
God,
I've seen stories of people that have gone like a year without having taste. My grandmother, this was a long time ago, went years a loss of taste.
Is that right? What caused
then
it?
It just came back.
Right.
I don't know. We never found out.
And now she's a food critic.
No, she's dead.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, she couldn't taste anything. And then it just came back around one day.
I mean, what's weird here, and not to like sound too alarming here, but there is something cerebral going on there, which is like a little bit scary, don't you think?
So I heard a doctor talk about it and why, and it all stems from the nose and like the blood vessels that are in the nose.
The nose.
And again, I just watched like a quick video, so hopefully that's accurate. But that's what he was saying, and like my sense of smell, I think I have a little bit of it. Like I would say maybe like 25%. Like if I stick my nose in something, I might be able to identify.
Well, they go hand in hand. Yeah. I mean, so your olfactory senses inform your taste to some degree.
Ooh.
I don't know what the percentage is.
Hey, if you were going to lick someone's ass, now is the time to do it.
No,
This is the time to do it.
We can give away mixed martial arts tickets.
Yeah. All right, so what we've decided to do, and actually it was Kathy's idea, we're going to do a taste test this morning of some various things and see if she can identify. Now, they have various consistencies to them, so that might be a clue into what you might be tasting. Right. But nonetheless, we want to see if you can identify. And some of these things are very strong flavors. We're not throwing anything.
All right.
You're not going to taste anything effed up. We're not
like
doing
toilet water.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
You wouldn't
It's
know what
all
that tastes like anyway.
It's all edible, and
Or
you'll
like,
be fine.
Is
like
there a chance?
Foot shavings?
Yeah,
No,
foot shavings.
Thank
no,
you.
Is there a chance that this might, because of the wide variety to her palate, is it possible this might kickstart your taste back up?
Ooh.
Possibly.
I also read a lot about that. People trying to do that using like pepper, and, and there was another thing where if you like burn an orange peel. Yeah,
Carter told me about it yesterday. He's like, "Ooh, there's this thing," and I saw it, and I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "He goes, hang on." He looks at me, and goes, "Oh, it's not real. Never mind.
It's not real."
Yeah,
like people were trying it, but there's no scientific evidence that it works.
All right,
hang on. Let me go to Steve real quick. Steve lost his taste. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right, buddy. So, did you have Corona?
Yes, last year.
Okay, and how long has it been since you've been able to taste anything?
Over 400 days.
400 days.
Now, Steve, let me ask you a question, because you're not necessarily eating for taste anymore. Have you lost?
I am anger eating.
Yeah,
anger eating.
All right, so are you
older self would tell you?
So what is it?
Your future self.
I would tell them to have better understanding of the topic I'm supposed to be talking about. That would be that I'm clearly not taking the time to understand the topic.
Yeah.
But no, I listen, it's always about the same thing, and I've become more aware of this now. Is live each day. Don't. I do this thing where I tend to live too much in the future. Like I got this thing on Saturday. I got this thing coming up on Saturday. I got to do. And while I'm doing that, I'm missing the moment. I'm missing the day. Yeah. Right. And so that helps me to. I want to correct that and be better at that. So that'd be my advice. Preston.
Oh, I'd tell you the same thing. Probably, yeah.
Good idea.
No, but I thought there was an AI that they are creating that will be able to, if say you're like 15 and you want to find out what you as 65 would tell yourself.
Oh, wow.
Which is a very bizarre conjecture because I don't believe that it can accurately tell what your future is going to be in order to tell your younger self what type of things to plan for.
It's all speculative at that point, unless it tells you to buy stock in that AI company.
Yeah.
And then it'd be very self-serving.
That might help.
AI is the end of all of it.
Oh, gosh. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you later,
Happy
guys. All right, bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't think they quite played it. It's a confusing conceit.
Well, because normally it's what would you tell your younger self?
Exactly. And this is what would you tell your older self?
Well, I don't know because I'm not there.
Yeah, what would your older self tell you?
So you're 18 and this AI version of older you dispenses advice.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is all speculative. You cannot tell what is going to happen. You might as well just look into a book about someone who's lived a long life that's similar to yours.
Yeah.
I will say, though, social media-wise, there's this trend that's going on, and I got to give kudos to whoever thought of this, whether it be, like 12 years ago?
Cat on a Roomba?
No, where you had these kids that are graduating, like, kindergarten or nursery school or whatever, and they jump over the camera, and then the next shot is them as seniors in high school jumping over the camera. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like like this transition.
I do to do something over like a time lapse, any event. I do think that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm a little late to the game now, Ken.
Well, yeah, that's the
my
thing.
my next picture is going to be people gathered around a plot.
Yeah, the people now who have kindergartners can start that.
Yeah, there was a guy, and I saw this years ago, and it was for like 30 years. It was like right when home video cameras became a technology that you could get. And every year on New Year's Eve, he would just do a quick Happy New Year video. And he did it for like 30 some odd years. And it was pretty interesting to watch him age and progress. And it's just like, it happens slowly, but it happens.
You did 1 year of 2-second videos.
Yeah, exactly.
And staying up on that,
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard
but
to do.
I did it. I made a video every day for a year, and it wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, man.
Done. But what we do is every year for the kids for their birthday, around their birthday, we take we have photo statues made of them, and we have a progress from 1 to their current age of statue for every single
So
year.
they literally look like mini them.
Yeah.
Like what?
Mini them?
Yeah. It's a small. It's Casey's got a statue of Kathy's husband right there.
There we go.
And it's similar to that. So we have, like for Parker, we have 23 of those.
Oh, that's
for
cool.
Caroline, we have 17 of them.
And where do you get those made?
Well, we originally did it at Picture People, but now our good friend Brian from Chorus Photography, he'll take the picture, and then we can send it off to a company that makes the statues.
Yeah, everybody does those statues now, but it was
I don't. I should.
I highly suggest if you have when you have children, do that because you will be able to see on a shelf the progress from year 1 to adulthood. It's really cool.
Could I pick a child in the neighborhood and with a telephoto lens chronicle?
No,
absolutely.
You
I say yes.
do that. You cannot do that.
It's not illegal.
I don't have the picture people thing, but I have pictures. Like every year, I take a picture of Jace in a skeleton pajamas. It started obviously when he was a baby, right around Halloween, and so now I'm looking for like adult small skeleton pajamas.
So you're planning on doing this until he doesn't want to do it anymore?
When he wants to switch to Michael Dukakis, let me know.
I have every single year, so he's doing it as long as he lives in this house.
All right.
Wow.
I love it. I highly recommend
I
stuff
love
like
those
that.
things, yeah.
All right. We didn't get traffic. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now, and then we'll get to the B file. Kath, what's going on?
95 northbound at the Blue Route. You're jammed 452 to the Blue Route. There was an accident. It's now cleared south on 95. Jams from 420 to Ridley Park. That's an accident. Off to the shoulder. 95 southbound. Jams through the new traffic pattern between Cotman and Bridge. Once you get to the Vine westbound, that's slowing near the Schuylkill Expressway. North 95, the off-ramp at the Vine. A disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound volume building between Willow Grove and Fort Washington. 422 eastbound. So Saratoga to Limerick. Blue Road southbound jams Broomall to 95. And then in New Jersey, 42 north, slowing from Blackwood Clementon Road to 295. We've got some volume 55 northbound from Deptford to 42. This traffic report brought to you by Piedmont Airlines. No stranger to aircraft maintenance. Piedmont Airlines wants you to join their team. Experienced aircraft maintenance technicians can earn competitive sign-on bonuses and pay to gauge up your career. Visit Piedmont-airlines.com. And that's your traffic on 93.3 93.3 WMMR.
Before we do the Bizarre File, let's give you the Dorney Digital Word of the Day. This is your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join us, the Preston and Steve Show, for the Day Off at Dorney that we are hosting Thursday, July 11th. So the word that you need to enter at WMMR.com is iron.
Iron.
Yes, iron. All right, so you can enter that now. Just go to PrestonandSteve.com or WMMR.com. You will see the link to the Dorney Park Digital Day, Word of the Day. And for our Day Off at Dorney, you need to enter that, and you'll be registered for a 4-pack of tickets. You join us for that. And you, by the way, you get into the park early. You get free parking and, of course, free admission because you get the tickets. And you can hang out with us as we check out the new coaster, Iron Menace.
And if you don't get in on that, we're going to be there. We're going to be broadcasting. We're going to be hanging out. Come down, take the day off, and just, hopefully you get these tickets. But we'd love to see you down there because we're so looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast.
And we have a couple hundred pair to give away.
Yeah.
So good luck to you. Let's do this.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by College Ave. From application to graduation and beyond, College Ave has you covered with flexible student loans designed to keep your life simple. Apply today at collegeave.com. This is wild. Sometimes real life can end up looking worse than anything you'd ever see in a horror movie. Late last week in Indonesia, a 45-year-old mother of 4 named Farida turned up missing. As you might expect, her husband, Nani, had gotten worried and gathered a group to search for her. What they found was a 20-foot python with a protruding stomach. With the help of a few machetes, they managed to take care of the snake and confirm their worst fears had been realized. The snake had bitten Farida's leg, constricted around her, suffocated her, and ate her whole.
So I clicked on the video. They usually pixelate stuff because they're doing that. They did not. And I'm like, this is one of the, site from England. And I'm like, holy Christ. And you hear these guys are seasoned, hunters. They've seen all sorts of stuff. And they're like,
yeah, especially because they knew this woman, and
yeah.
saw her coming out of that snake. That is just, I've never heard of that before.
Horrible.
Of a whole human being being swallowed by a snake like that. Wow. A California man is facing charges after authorities said he got angry at his 39th birthday party and shot at an Orange County Sheriff's Department helicopter.
See, it's my birthday, but I'm not going to do that.
Justin Derek Jennings, 39 years old, pleaded not guilty on Monday to attempting to damage, destroy, or disable an aircraft.
I thought it was a duck.
Ordered him jail without bond. So the charge stems from an incident at Jennings' birthday party when he allegedly began drinking and became enraged. Family members began to leave the house where the party was being held as his outbursts escalated.
He's got his gun, so we're going to leave.
And then he got a rifle out from his gun safe and fired an entire magazine worth of ammunition inside the home.
Yeah.
The incident prompted the rest of Jennings' family to flee and then contact authorities.
Rightfully so.
Several deputies with the sheriff's department responded to the incident, as did a police helicopter, which circled around the area. Jennings allegedly then went onto the home's second story and began shooting a rifle upwards in the sky, firing only when the helicopter was visible to him. The shooting continued intermittently for at least 20 minutes. Jennings surrendered to law enforcement after talking to a deputy. Authorities recovered 2 revolvers, 2 handguns, 2 firearms, and ammunition from the home. Bullet casings were found scattered across the floor. It was not immediately clear what is believed to have caused Jennings to get so angry. If convicted, he could face a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison for that little
Did they
stunt.
not have an ice cream cake for him?
I don't know.
That
Maybe
could be it.
That could have put him over the edge. A Florida man has found himself behind bars after he was caught allegedly walking around his neighborhood in the Buff. Rolf Braun, who is 73 years old, was arrested and charged with exposure of sexual organs and resisting arrest after the incident.
Let me ask you something. Are they supposed to hang like that?
After the incident that unfolded at the Recreation Plantation RV Resort in Lady Lake.
This just keeps getting better.
Police responded to the RV park in reference to a male walking in the road nude. A couple of witnesses said said a man, later identified as Braun, was allegedly walking around in front of his RV lot completely naked.
I'm lowering my A1.
An officer made contact with Braun at his camper. Braun answered the door wearing a shirt as shorts with his genitals exposed through the neck part of the shirt.
I kind of would like to see that.
He became uncooperative, and as he was being taken into custody, officers were able to handcuff him. During his arrest, Braun told police, quote, "There are nude beaches in Florida, so he could be nude in his neighborhood."
So if we're hearing this correctly, he put his legs through the armholes and had his junk hanging through the neck hole?
I don't know how it worked out. They just described he was wearing them as shorts. So.
But he was applying the logic of nude beaches in the state to his neighborhood?
That's right.
Okay.
He remains in custody in the county jail on a $2,000 bond.
If there's anything that goes on anywhere in the state, you should be able to do it in your house.
A good lawyer will tell you that.
Well, another Florida man took a sibling dispute to a particularly gross level. Damian Caston was arrested after he reportedly flung a feces-filled diaper at his brother during an argument at their Florida home.
That's a good one.
Police said Caston, 18, was arrested for domestic battery. Now, the 18-year-old butted heads with his sibling over ongoing domestic issues at their St. Petersburg home. Caston, who police said was paralyzed but ambulatory by using his upper body, is accused of damaging walls inside the home during an argument with his brother. The perpetrator allegedly started to display aggressive behavior towards his sibling and an unarmed witness. In an effort to control the situation, the two objects of Caston's anger carried the 200-pound individual outdoors for everyone's safety. And while the victims were able to remove him from the home, they weren't out of danger just yet. While outside, Caston reportedly whipped off his full diaper, which was also drenched with urine, and threw it at his brother, hitting him in the chest.
Jesus.
The victims then called police. A responding officer noted remnants of the diaper were seen on the front porch and on the stomach of the victim.
I mean, do you want to go on living after that?
Caston was then arrested and taken into custody. No weapon was seized at the scene, and now authorities say Caston faces a misdemeanor for the foul stunt. He was taken to the county sheriff's office and booked, but was later released on his own recognizance.
Judging by the picture of this dude, he could probably do some heavy filling up on that diaper.
He was a 200-pounder, yeah.
Nice.
All right, and then one last story. Let's go with this one. Yeah, this is pretty wild. Landing a plane is difficult, of course. Landing a plane while blind sounds impossible. And this past Sunday, Austrian Airlines Flight 06434 flew smack into a hailstorm while on its way to Vienna International Airport. And the hail that they hit ended up smashing the windshield and managed to rip the nose cone off the plane.
Oh, wow.
Reportedly, the pilots weren't able to spot the storm on the plane's radar, which was found beneath the nose, and had no view of where they were flying due to the destruction windows. The windows were shattered. They could not see through them.
So, literal, well, not blind physically, but blind as far as flying. That's insane.
So thanks to the use of the instrument landing system, they were able to safely make an emergency landing. Everyone was safe out of the plane and is expected to be, the plane is expected to be out of service for several weeks. But it's crazy that they can do that.
When you have your instrument certification or license or whatever it is, that's what it's for.
Right, so you can
not
fly
visibly able to see.
Yeah.
That's actually, in fact, that's with Kennedy, with Junior.
John, yeah.
Yeah, when he was not
instrument
certified.
rated.
Yeah, he was not, and flew at night.
Yep. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. We're going to take a break. We are going to have Rafy Bastos on the show, who's going to be at Helium Comedy Club a little bit later on this morning. So we'll have him. And a few other things coming up in a few. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Any weight as a result, or nothing's changed?
You know what? Everybody says, "Oh, you must have lost so much weight." I lost some in the beginning. In the beginning, I lost a lot. But I have, as time goes on, I'm just anger eating. I'll buy Reese's Cups and I'll be like, damn it, I'm going to taste these Reese's Cups. And I don't.
Steve, do you feel, and you're like constantly searching for it, right? Like you constantly, you're like, okay, let me try this. Maybe there'll be a little bit there.
Yeah. And the only thing is I have had twinges of, like, if somebody has like a lemon cookie or a lemon cupcake, I might get like the taste of lemon with the first bite, and then everything, then it's gone. Like, there's just nothing.
Steve, so this would not affect, though, your hunger, right? Hunger is...
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You still have to eat. You just have no joy in any of it. I always say it's like Captain Barbossa in Pirates of the Caribbean. They just want to watch Keira Knightley eat because they have no joy.
Right. They can't experience. Well, but look. I mean, statistically, it you should get a return, but. And there's no guarantee it's going to be, anytime soon. But man, my heart goes out to you.
I've tried the other things. Like my wife has been getting me to, try this smell therapy where you smell coffee grinds, you smell oranges, you smell.
But they say that takes like years to actually kick in and work because it's supposed to be like based on your memory.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then I eat things because I like pizza. I know what pizza tastes like,
right?
So I eat it. But now I'm more concerned with like texture. So I'll eat things that like I always want nachos because nachos have crunch, they have sauce, they have But December 9th, 2020 was my my last day.
All right, man. Steve, were you vaccinated?
Yeah, and boosted.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was all after. I mean,
I know there's connections to any of this stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel for you. Hang in there. Hopefully it'll come back around.
Preston, what about you, man?
If I lost my sense of taste,
forget it.
I would be so upset.
It's so weird.
I find so much joy in eating.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess you... Wouldn't you switch to a healthier eating habit if you don't care?
I'm pretty healthy. You're pretty healthy, too.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going crazy.
Right.
But like,
so
why
I eat very healthy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because of the texture.
The little treats.
Yeah, but it's the texture. Like Steve said, you're constantly searching for something. So like, you could sit there and eat healthy, but it's like you like. So for me, melted cheese, that texture.
Does that give you pleasure?
Yes.
Okay.
So
right now, that's
like,
because I can't taste anything.
Like zero sugar ice cream. And stuff like
can't you
that,
find something that like is
will approximate it?
That approximates the texture and that is not
putty
loaded with.
Case, you could.
Yeah.
Those are great putty.
Amy said she did the orange chicken at work.
All right.
Well, if this is the case, then we need to do this after the contest.
We'll try.
Get an orange.
I would love to go to these calls, but listen, I want to go through this and see if she can identify these things or not. So let's give this a try. We're going to be drinking things, by the way. We're not going to be eating.
Oh my God, she's lost her sense of balance.
She can't stand up. You okay?
Tripped over her own headphones.
I had to move, and I tripped over my headphones.
Okay.
Oh, headphones.
So we have all grabbed some things from our cabinets and refrigerators and brought them in. And, I have the sheet here. Don't look over here.
Yeah, don't look.
She's not wearing her glasses.
No, she's getting blindfolded. She's blind and no taste.
And, Marissa, are we putting the mask on her or no?
We're putting the because
it covers up her nose.
Exactly.
So we have a full.
I do want to try to smell it afterwards, but I can't taste it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we'll figure this out.
This is a legitimate. Should we be wearing goggles and lab coats?
So here's what we'll do. Marissa has put all these in numbered cups, little shot glasses, and Kathy's going to sip it, and we'll just have her guess. And I've got the list here, and then I'll reveal what it is, and we'll see if she gets anywhere near it.
Okay. The password is.
Yeah.
So do you want me to put these goggles on?
Do you want to eliminate the smell as well fully?
I mean, listen, I can sip it. If you hand it to me, I can sip it without smelling, and because I want to see if my sense of smell is there or not afterwards.
All right, let's leave him off as long as it doesn't tip you off. So, Marissa, give her number one. We'll start with us. We can go in order. This is a good
Marissa, I don't know where you are.
order that we have, and she'll up.
Okay.
She'll up. She'll put it in your hand. Okay.
Man, I can smell it.
Do you know where your mouth is?
Shut up. All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah, take a sip.
Don't smell.
And see
I'm
what
not
you
going to smell.
You can shoot the whole thing.
Don't smell.
Probably don't drink the whole thing. You need to save some room. Okay, so you getting any sensation?
Something. It's like, yeah, it's not water.
Okay, not water.
It's I want to say like a I want to say sauce, but it's not that thick, so it's not a sauce. But that's what I'm getting. Like I would something like a pasta sauce or something.
Pasta sauce. So she's guessing pasta sauce.
Okay, and what is it, Preston?
It's a sauce.
Wait. Let me smell it. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, she just spilled it on her sweater. She just spilled it on the carpet.
Mackle farts.
You picked the wrong one to spill, too.
Yeah, you did. That's going to stain.
All right, get her sweater quickly. Kathy, take your top off quickly.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. You're legitimately handicapped.
Guys, I have to touch a boob.
Marissa, let me clean her.
By the way, go on YouTube now if you ever wanted to see Marissa feel love Kathy.
Oh my God, dude. Now go a little slowly.
I almost have it out. There we go.
Oh my God.
Preston, can you smell it on that side of the console?
No, not from where I'm sitting now.
Because I absolutely can, and the smell is very distinct.
Can I guess now?
Yeah, what is it?
Smell. Is it hot sauce?
No, it is not. Kathy, that is soy sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's way off. Not even clear.
And by the way, she took a sip. Like most people would go, "Whoa!"
Yeah, it's soy sauce is very strong. It's very, very salty.
All right, wait.
And you could only handle a little bit of that straight, but she shot quite a bit of it. Yes.
All right, I can't see, so I don't want to spill it again. Marissa, where's my water?
A little bit.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God!
I need to sip of water.
Helen Keller had it
Okay.
together.
Let's go with number 2. Don't spill this one either.
You can do it.
There's the microphone is right in front of you, so don't hit it. All right.
Don't tip it or tilt it.
Take a sip of this and see what you think. All right. So, by the way, Kathy's lost her sense of taste. Let's see. We're testing this out on her, and if you're just tuning in, that's what we're doing.
All right.
A little thicker, isn't it?
Thicker and sweet.
Okay.
Oh, so sweet you could determine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I honestly don't know what it is. I know it's sweet, and by the texture, I'm going to say maybe like you put it. What the hell is it called? The chocolate that you put on ice cream. Like a
Hershey's,
like a chocolate syrup.
Yeah, like a chocolate syrup.
She got it right. Kathy, lucky you that one of the things you can taste is chocolate syrup.
Honestly, if you're going to lose anything, and keep one thing, keep your ability to taste chocolate.
Did the texture help with that?
Yeah, I think. Well, that's why I think I was able to get
it. But you definitely picked up on sweet, and you know why you probably could, because you just had really, really salty before that.
Right before it.
Okay, let's go with number 3 and try this one out. A shot of this one. Yep.
Jinx.
All right. We'll sip of this one. Oh, wow.
Oh,
like this one.
Strong reaction from this.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Wow. So a big reaction.
Like it definitely triggered something.
Like prom night?
No, like some sort of taste buds in my mouth, but I have no idea.
Just describe. So
what
so
it is.
sweet, savory. What is the reaction?
No, like vinegar, maybe.
She's right. Yeah.
But here's the thing:
it doesn't taste like vinegar?
No, it's the guess is the way it made me feel.
You probably got a little tangy, sensation like you would on your tongue, like mouth watering a little bit from.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing: I'm smelling it, and I can't smell it either.
It was white wine vinegar.
But I could. Where's that? Is the hot sauce still? I mean, the FUD, the
chocolate
sauce.
The FUD.
What about? I think she was going to say fudge.
Like
FUD.
So that I can smell. I can smell the hot sauce, but I can't smell that vinegar.
It's not hot sauce. It's chocolate sauce.
Chocolate sauce.
That's what you would put on a chocolate FUD sundae.
Let's do the next one. We got to move through these. All right. So number 4, Marissa, if you would please. So she's gotten 2 out of 3 so far.
That's not bad.
But it was kind of guessing. Well, and not going, yeah, that is this.
You're right. It's a combination of cues that are helping her get to the answer.
All right, Kathy. This is another one.
All right.
This one's kind of thick too.
Pondering.
I don't want any more of it, whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think so.
You know.
Okay, I have no idea what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever watch Dr. Pimple Popper? No.
Oh my God! Stop it, Steve! Don't do that to me. Can I smell it?
Yeah.
Try that.
Yeah.
one?
Okay. So you don't have a guess.
Oh no!
But smelling it?
No smell.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. It's ranch dressing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Hidden Valley ranch dressing. The goat of ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys know my sense of smell and taste. Like
incredibly acute.
Normally, I would have been. I could do this in 2 seconds. All of it.
You were able to discern between water.
Yeah.
Types of
different
water.
Yeah. Seriously.
All right. Next sample. This is number 5. Go ahead whenever you're ready. And this one this is very identifiable.
Okay. There's a little sweetness to this again.
Okay.
Maybe like I want to say a juice.
A juice.
Like apple juice?
Like apple juice.
She got it right.
Well, you might.
And here's the thing. I'm smelling it too.
MMR, it's everything that rocks. How do, dear friend? It's 8:25. About a half hour from now, Rafy Bastos, Brazilian Jewish comedian. 6'7", by the way.
Yep.
Will be joining us. He's
Big boy.
at Helium Comedy Club tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll be chatting with him in a few minutes. But some other things we're going to get into. By the way, if you missed the Dorney Digital Word of the Day, join us for Preston and Steve's Day Off at Dorney on July 11th. The word is iron, or to quote Jackie Bam Bam, iron. So make sure you enter that through PrestonandSteve.com. You'll see the link right when you get on there, and hopefully you'll be joining us with some free passes. And as Steve said, if not, you can always buy tickets and come out and see us while we're there.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at traffic. What's up, Kathy?
An accident on the 30 bypass eastbound has it stopped from 340 to 322. The left lane is blocked. Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound, Heavy Willow Grove to Fort Washington. 95 southbound is jammed from Cottman to Bridge, and then at Ridley Park, an accident partially blocking one lane. Northbound on 95, the off-ramp at the Vine. Westbound, a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. Schuylkill eastbound slows 202 into Belmont Boulevard to the Vine. Westbound Passyunk to South, the Boulevard to Belmont, the Boulevard out to Gulf Mills. In New Jersey, expect delays on 55 northbound from Deptford to 42. 42 north from the Black Horse Pike to 295. And actually, let's go back to 202 northbound. Jams 401 to 29. That's also an accident blocking the left lane. This traffic report brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals on everything from technology to print and marketing services. Save more with the new Easy Rewards program. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kath. Real quick, couple of shout-outs. I got this one. It says, hey, I'm feeling good. Hope you are too. This is from Jeannie Hathaway, by the way. She says, my son, Sean, has the best bus driver and bus monitor in the world. I cannot name all of the amazing ways that they have been there for him through all of his needs, but the world needs to know that Gene and Joe Bob of V31 rock. They're huge Preston and Steve fans and would get a kick out of a real nice shout out for the summer. Thanks for making our mornings, and that's from Jeannie Hathaway.
Oh, is it a bus driver?
Yeah, bus driver and bus monitor.
Okay.
So Gene
heard it.
Gene and Joe Bob of V31 Rock. So she said they're big fans. So
I love that.
Hopefully they're listening. Yeah, that's great. Man, you get a good bus driver.
I told you
that's cool.
Wayne. Bus driver picked me up early when I was, it was a very cold day, and I got to the bus stop early, and he was just traveling by, and he was going to the school to get some stuff. He brought me to the school, brought me down to the cafeteria, and they gave me a little bit of ice cream.
Aww.
And they got back in the bus and did the rounds of the whole thing. It was awesome. Never forget it.
Wayne was your bus driver?
That was our bus driver.
Nice.
Good old Wayne.
Wayne Gacy.
No, John Wayne was it. No, I left my book bag on the bus, and he dropped all the kids off, and then saw the book bag and dropped it at my house.
And you remember it forever, don't you?
Yeah.
That's what an impression it makes.
Another quick one. This is from Lauren Lesmeister. She says, hey, Preston, would love to get a shout out to my husband, Rich, for our first anniversary. He has been a fan of Preston and Steve for almost 15 years. Your show was really important to him when he moved away from Philly. He listened every day, and it reminded him of home, and I love him so much. And I'm grateful that he is such a wonderful husband, and he introduced me to your show. Thank you so much for all the laughs, and that is from Lauren. So there's your show. I wanted to bring something up real quick. As we mentioned, today is Steve's birthday. It's also my 25th anniversary, and me and Rochelle didn't make any big plans for the day. We're going to go get a massage, do a little, treat ourselves thing, but we didn't buy any other expensive gifts or anything. We're redoing our deck.
It's sort of your gift to each other.
That's kind of our gift to each other. So, but Rochelle told me she wanted at least a card, which is fine. I can absolutely do that. So I got a card, but I also...
There's a Dunkin' card.
I also wrote her a letter. I hand wrote the letter. Of just some very personal things, and I was very sincere about my feelings to her. But I wanted to add a little fun twist to it. So, and let me preface this by saying this is going to lead to a conversation that you can participate in if you like. A couple of weeks ago, us and some of our best friends at Chapman's, they spent the weekend with us, and as is when you sit around and just have conversations, a nice topic starter came up. And Rochelle had asked this question. She said, what was the first record you ever bought, whether it be an album, a cassette, a CD, whatever?
Right.
So all of us of our age, most of us were vinyl, but Rochelle had brought a cassette. And so we were like, okay, well, who was it? And this is my wife's first music purchase that she ever made. That she purchased. Conway Twitty's Greatest Hits.
All right.
What
I know.
Give me his biggest hit because
It's Only Make Believe was a big one, and
Huge.
Hello Darlin' was another one. Marissa, if you can find Hello Darlin', from Conway Twitty. So anyhow, she would have been too young to buy. Conway Twitty was over and done with by the time she bought. I don't know why she bought it. She did. She doesn't know why she bought it. So anyway, for my gift this morning, my letter that I left her, I took a folder and I printed up a big picture of Conway Twitty's face.
Oh, that's funny.
And I cut out a little hand dialogue bubble and I wrote "Hello, darling" in it. And so that was my gift to her this morning. But what I wanted to throw out there to those of you listening, if you have if someone were to ask you that question in a party setting with others where people are sharing what their first album was they bought, do you lie about yours because it's so embarrassing on what you're about? Now, even if you don't lie, I still would like to hear that you're embarrassed to admit that this was the first music purchase that you made, which is different now. It's a different dynamic now. The way people buy, digital music is not the same as getting that physical copy.
An album, an 8-track, a cassette,
CDs.
or a CD.
Or CDs, whatever it is. It wasn't the same thing. It was a big deal that you went and spent your own money because they weren't cheap on an album, on a CD, on a cassette, or whatever it is. But when you do tell the story, you're like, oh my God, it was this. 215-263-WMMR. Would like to hear some of those selections.
So I could have swallowed.
Mine's not embarrassing.
No, mine isn't. Mine was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mine was The Sound of Silence. I bought a 45. It was the first thing I spent my own money on for music.
I don't think you should be embarrassed about any of it.
No. I know, but you might be. Like Conway Twitty's greatest hits.
Yeah, you know what? Like at the time, that was she was probably into it, or
she wanted to go to Twitty City.
Yeah.
What to get?
Oh, I got to hear this.
Here we go. Your own money.
Because my mom and dad bought me my, Appetite for Destruction, blah, blah, blah. But I went out and I shoveled sidewalks during a snowstorm. And, during the summer. And then I went to the mall and that night and I bought my very first cassette and it was this group right here.
Girl, you know it's true. Oh, Milli Vanilli.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good, embarrassing one.
Yeah,
And it was
also-
huge. It
yeah.
was huge at the time.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. It makes sense for
not
me
Conway Twitty.
at that age, at that time of year.
Yeah. Oh, that was the wrong song.
Oh,
God
man.
damn
I bought
it.
that.
I meant to do this.
Hello, darling.
All right, anyway.
I'm much younger than you guys, so mine was a CD. It wasn't a cassette tape, and it was Tom Petty. Wildflowers.
That's a good
fine.
one.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you a Petty fan?
Yeah, I would not be embarrassed of that at all. But that's why I said I don't think anybody should be embarrassed. But I remember listening to my mom actually had albums, so we would listen to the albums. But my first that I went out and was not listening to hers. That's what it was.
I bought 1984 by Van Halen. I bought the cassette. But Preston, I thought that it was really naughty because the baby was smoking a cigarette.
Yes.
And I was like, ooh, this is...
Who gave the baby a cigarette?
By the way, I got a text from somebody when Rochelle told me that, Conway Twitty was the first album she bought. I said, what, were they out of Eddie Rabbit? And a guy just texted and he says, I'm 45, Eddie Rabbit, driving my life away.
I'm driving my life away.
First one that he bought. I'm going to go to Daryl. Hi, Daryl. Good morning.
Those albums are
What's up, Daryl?
Hey, I don't lie about it, but it is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I was in love with Susan Day and watching that show. So it was the Partridge Family album.
I completely hear you on the Susan Day thing. I had a crush on Shirley Jones, and on my cassette recorder, I would record the songs that appeared on the Partridge Family episodes. So I Think I Love You was one of the earlier songs.
And right in the middle of a
Dream, and all at once I wake up. It's something that keeps knocking at my brain.
You two should record an album.
I think I love you.
All right, Daryl, thank you. That's a good one to admit.
by the
Marissa,
way-
you were going to say? Hang on. Oh, I'm sorry. She's on the phone.
I think you guys will appreciate mine. It was at the Sam Goody in Ardmore, and I bought 2 on my first purchase. It was the Lion King soundtrack and Janet.
Oh, Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like the sexiest album ever and the most innocent thing ever.
I don't think those are pretty good.
They were not bad, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the Janet Jackson concert? Yes, I want to go.
I turned her mic off. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Go ahead,
And I
Marissa.
know all I see her mouth going, want to go? Want to go?
Oh, Eddie Rabbit.
Driving my life away. Looking for a better way. The guy looked like Sasquatch. He had tons of hair.
And of course, there was I love the rainy nights. I love the rainy nights. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning as it lights up the sky. You know, it makes me feel good. All right, let me go to Emily. Hi, Emily. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, Emily. Hey, good morning to see you.
Good morning to see you. How are you?
Awesome. All right, so you have an embarrassing first purchase?
I mean, it's not embarrassing because I still love him, but I had Rod Stewart's greatest hit.
Yeah, that's not embarrassing. We're going for embarrassing here. We're going for one that you are kind of you're hesitant to admit. But
Yeah.
Rod Stewart, he's a
Thumbs
legend.
up.
So.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thank you,
I
Emily.
listen to it on a boombox every single night to go to sleep.
Nice.
Of course.
Jake Matera, he just texted me. He said, with my own money, Ace of Base, I Saw the Sign CD single, though.
Good one. Because CD single.
Yes.
That song still gets banged on adult contemporary radio stations.
Constantly.
But that's a pretty embarrassing one. With my own money.
Where the hell were they from? Were they from Sweden?
Yeah.
I saw
Swedish.
the signs.
I'm going to go to Craig next. Hey, Craig, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Craig?
What's up, guys?
All right, so we want to know, you've got an embarrassing first ever with your own money purchase of music.
I own money, out camping with my grandparents, went to whatever store and purchased the cassette, The Fat Boys Are Back.
The Fat Boys are back.
I forgot
What
about
do
the
you
Fat
think
Boys.
of that?
Yes, you know it.
You remember Disorderlies?
Yes.
The movie.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They were not happy.
The only Fat Boys song I remember was them doing the one with the Beach Boys, Wipeout.
Yeah. The Fat Boys are back. So what do you think of that? The Fat
You'll
Boys.
never be whack.
You'll never be
I don't know.
whack.
I love it.
I love that.
Something, yes. It was. I've tried to listen to it since then, and yet.
Are they all gone? Did they
Thanks,
all
Craig.
kick?
They might have.
I mean,
I remember one for sure dying.
Yeah.
But, I remember the funny story about the Fat Boys and the song Wipeout. There's a line where he goes, just cold chillin', my man. And at that time, some of these were new phrases.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who eats cold chili? Cold chili?
Cold chili,
That's
man.
gross.
Like a rat-faced boy.
Needs to be hot.
2 of the 3 are gone, Steve. Mark Morales and Darren Robinson both passed away, but we still have Damon Wembley.
Is he still fat?
I don't know.
All right.
You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. I'm going to go to Craig. Hey, Craig, good morning.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Oh,
my
Craig
God.
Lagans. What's up, bud?
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm black.
Yes.
And when I went to my local record store to buy my first record with my own money, it was Uptown Records in North Philly, in the same place that had a Martin Luther King mural on the side of it.
Okay.
I went in there to purchase my first record of my favorite song at the time. I haven't told anyone else this, so please keep it to yourself. My first record that I bought was Muskrat Love by Captain and Tennille.
Muskrat Love by Captain and Tennille.
You couldn't get more milky white than
Yeah.
that, Craig. It would
Wow.
be impossible.
Was Martin Luther King scowling when you walked out of the building?
He had his head down his chin.
Oh, my goodness.
We've lost so much ground.
Muskrat Love.
That was a huge hit, though, that song.
It was.
It was a top 10 hit. It was, and they had their own show at the time. Stephen, you and Preston, I remember.
Absolutely.
Of course I do. How do you feel about that song now, Craig?
Oh, it's if we were playing iPuss, I would lose.
Yeah, you'd still love it.
There's literally a point in the song where the muskrats are getting it on, and you hear them,
Squeaking and whatnot. But you you still hold it fondly, even though you embarrassingly admit first purchase.
Very brave of you, sir,
with
to
your
admit
own
that. Yeah,
money.
Yeah,
I love it. All right,
thank you.
See you later, Craig. We will go next to. Let's go to this one. I have Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mitt.
Good morning to see you, Amanda. All right, embarrassing first music purchase.
So I was really young. My grandmother gave me money, and I bought Billy Ray Cyrus' "Achy Breaky Heart."
Yes. Breaky Heart. Again, another huge hit. But I think I don't know who looks back on that now and goes, "Yeah,
I know,
that's an awesome song."
I know. Oh wait, Casey has it ready to go.
Of course I do.
Oh my God! I almost put a Billy Ray Cyrus story in entertainment news this morning. He just broke up with his wife of 7 months.
Yeah.
They
Casey,
cut it off.
What do you think of when you hear this song? Because I want to see if it's the same as me.
Is it a movie?
Nope.
Nah, just thinking mullets.
A fantasy show bar. This was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a big one.
Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. This was on loop that entire summer.
Jersey Wild. Yeah.
Do you remember the horrible? Because he's dancing. He's doing the achy breaky dance.
Yeah.
In the video, it looks like a scene from The Walking Dead.
No, I haven't seen
Horrible.
that in ages. I will go to Mel next. Hi, Mel. Good morning.
It's your favorite BTS Army, Mel.
Hey. I love it. What's up?
So despite BTS being my favorite, obviously they were not my first. My first was the Irish Tenors from one of those PBS specials.
The Irish Tenors. You bought yourself, as a little girl, the Irish Tenors album?
Yes. Oh my God, I love Irish music.
No, I do too. I'd probably like that album now, but as a kid buying that with your first purchase, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I was really excited to do it. Yeah, I won money from a scratch-off lottery ticket that I should probably not have scratched off because I was not.
Oh my God!
Wow, man,
That's so great.
that's hilarious.
And so was it opera or?
Yeah, the Irish Tenors are like they sing ballads, traditional Irish music.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one, Mel. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And believe it or not, I'm not going to reveal it now, and you probably already know it because you have your finger on the BTS pulse, but I do have BTS news coming up in Music News later this morning.
I'm excited.
Yes.
All right.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Mel. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, Nick has given me a story to include.
It's funny because they had these TV infomercials. So she's talking about that one. Then they have those the compilation CDs of the romantic, all your romantic favorites on this double disc. That is like they don't exist anymore. But like I'm a sucker for that stuff in like Reels form or
watching
Instagram
the retro
form.
case.
Yeah.
I told Preston about one I just saw recently. He said, "You into punk rock? You're into," and they have these actors that are they're done up and they're supposed to look like punk rockers.
Yeah.
With all your favorite hits like Third Eye Blind, punk rock,
The Goo Goo Dolls. Wait, what?
Do you want to reveal about that, what we have coming up? Or
Preston
no?
and I shot a video that's going to have some vibes for. Stay tuned.
Your favorite love songs.
Nice.
And it's coming together as we speak. All right, I will go to John. We're talking about embarrassing your first purchase of music with your own money, and you're embarrassed to admit what it was this day and age. Hi, John. Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Great, buddy. What's up, man?
Well, I am almost a 40-year-old man right now. So when I was about 7 years old, the first album I ever purchased was, hopefully everybody enjoys this one, is The Simpsons Sing the Blues. So that was not embarrassing, and I don't care about admitting that one.
Which one was it?
The Simpsons Sing the Blues.
Sing the Blues.
Oh, I had that one.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah.
Born under a bad sign.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's such a good album.
Yeah.
So, 7-year-old boy, what do you think I'm going to go buy? little 7-year-old boy singing that, as well as "I'm Every Woman."
Yes. Yes. Another big hit.
I probably wore that cassette out, honestly.
It's a little embarrassing because a young boy would purchase that, but Whitney Houston, one of the greatest vocalists of all time. So you're not deep into embarrassment territory, but I hear you, John. Yeah.
And there's still some good songs on there. So if you've never heard it,
yeah,
it was not. Let me tell you, it's akin to this. It was not
John.
the first album I bought, but I bought the soundtrack to Flashdance.
Okay.
And I friggin' listen to that all the time.
Oh, here you go. Besides I'm Every Woman, I Have Nothing. That was a big hit, too.
That is good.
And Queen of the Night. That was another one.
Is that the one she's dancing to when she's on stage in that
yeah, she has kind of like a
outfit.
dome on her head. Yeah, silver dome on her head. Yeah, I played all those in Top 40 radio when they were out. All right, here's an interesting one. We have Tim on the phone. Hi, Tim. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, Tim. So you're a young man. You've got your hard-earned money. You're going to spend it the first time ever on music. What did you purchase?
So I used my allowance money when I was 5 years old to buy a Square record. Then I also repurchased my freshman year in college when I got my first Columbia House subscription. And that was the ever-popular Songs and Sounds of the Humpback Whale.
Dude, I had that.
I think that's good.
I had the Songs of the Humpback Whale. It was actually popular. It was a lot of...
It's just whale song, or was there music involved, too?
Was there regular music on that as well? I remember there being a lot of actual humpback whale sounds.
Yes, that's all it was. And
Just
I
whale
would be
song.
mesmerized, like sitting on my tummy as a little kid, listening to sounds of the whales. And then when I was in college, my friends would all look at me like I had a third eye.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was popular, Songs of the Humpback Whale.
It came out in August of 1970, and Steve, the entire length of the record is 34 minutes and 26 seconds.
And Nick, a lot of it is like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents had it. We had it on vinyl.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, it would show up occasionally in the music playlist.
I just want to hear 10 seconds of Steve doing whale sounds.
Well, the whale sounds remind me. Do you know The Orb?
No.
I had that album, and it was sort of just like psychedelic sounds, I think. I don't know
That doesn't seem
why.
like you.
No, right?
Yeah.
And I had it, and I used to listen to it all the time.
Totally Orbo.
It's electronic
Orb.
music from
Yeah, I guess
English.
so. The Orb. All right, no, we'll have to see if we can find some audio of that.
What would you expect to pay for the Orb?
That's probably how I got it.
All right, we got a bunch of calls on here. Let's go to... I'm going to go to this. He's been on hold for a long time, but I'll go to Pete. Hi, Pete. Good morning.
Hey, first-time caller, last-time listener.
Last time listener.
That's a new one.
I like it, Pete. What's up, man?
Dixie Chicks, Wide Open Spaces.
Come on, Cowboy, take me away.
That was a huge hit, dude.
Yeah.
Sin Wagon.
Yeah.
I actually owned that, and I hate country music.
No, but the Dixie Chicks were kind of slightly crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't find that embarrassing. It is. How old were you, Pete?
Probably like 12.
Yeah, all right. That's embarrassing. All right.
Yeah, I had that too.
Thanks, Pete.
So my
Appreciate it.
16-year-old son right now is obsessed with the song "Linger" from the Cranberries.
Okay.
Really?
He listens to it.
Why is that?
I don't know, but when he gets the aux in the car,
The aux. I had the other day, Casey, I'd put it on. We were at our house, and I'd like to have music on, and Linger came on, and Caroline said the same thing. She's like, I love this song.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's a brilliant song.
It's also been covered by recently. It was covered by an old artist, and I forget who the artist is.
Yeah,
but
it shows up in a lot of TikTok videos.
a lot of traction.
And
Yeah,
you know, some old school rap, like rap that I like is
like Fat Boys.
they're listening, like the kids are listening to it. Like, and I was like, oh, okay, this is coming back a little bit.
Anything
Yeah,
come to
example.
mind?
Well, a lot of Eminem stuff. And what did I just hear the other day? Oh, wait, give me a second. I'll have to remember it. But I was like, I was singing along. I'm like, oh, why is this back on? Why are people listening to this again?
All right, let me go to Don. Hi, Don. Good morning. Don, you there, buddy? All right, we'll move along. Let me go to Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Hang on a second. We got to get your name.
Jimmy.
There it is. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
All right, so we need to know your embarrassing first music purchase.
The DeFranco family.
The DeFranco.
It's a love beat.
Love beat is a heartbeat, and a love beat is a good vibration.
Something like
Listen
that.
to my heart sound. Bum, 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 bum.
Back to my 10-year-old self.
So the DeFrancos were supposedly the basis for the Partridge Family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like Osmonds.
They made the Osmonds look like the Johnny Rotten. I mean, they were so incredibly pure.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a really good one. All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, and I'm your age, guy, so I just turned 61 on Monday. So
Jesus.
I'm
not
oh, my
61.
goodness.
Yeah, that's
happy
not our
birthday,
age.
Jimmy.
Jimmy!
All right,
Kathy,
thanks.
66.
That's not our age, Jimmy.
Kathy, and we got to take a break because we have our guest coming up, but here's some of the orb.
Oh, okay.
And it's called the backside of the moon.
Okay.
So here. That we used to listen to some friends of mine called Word Jazz, and it was all spoken word and freaky stuff.
Were you guys into like the Clannades and Enyas and that like ethereal stuff?
Oh,
a little
yes.
bit, yeah.
I got to be in the right mood.
Yeah.
One time, Nick, I was at an Enya concert and a humpback whale joined her on stage.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It was great.
Yeah.
You'll know the humpback whale? That's the ballad.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing. And I don't know if anybody beat Conway Twitty's greatest hits.
No, you're still winning.
My wife or not, but that was her first music purchase ever. But we appreciate you sharing. We are going to take a break because we're going to have comedian Rafy Bastos joining us when we return. So hang out. We'll be back shortly.
Apple juice. I mean, is it safe to say that the sweet stuff I
You're
can
picking up on
taste
sweet.
it?
You're rocking sweet than anything else. Yes. And you know what? A text came in that says sweet is the last taste to be lost even with aging. Like that's the one that we hang on to the most.
Okay.
Don't know if there's any validity to that or not.
Well,
but
this has nothing to do with aging.
That's why old people love pudding.
Yeah. All right, here's the next one. This is mystery drink number 6.
Mystery drink number 6.
She's grimacing.
I know this one.
What is it?
I can taste it. Is it pickle juice?
You got it.
Wow. Kathy, so that is not sweet, unless it is sweet pickles.
No, I don't know.
And you don't like pickles, do you?
No, I love pickles.
All right, well, good for you.
So,
see, we're finding things that you'll be able to eat and
Yeah.
taste. That's
Kathy,
great.
that's awesome.
Chocolate and pickles.
We're curing her. You're pregnant. No, we're Preston. You're legitimately curing her.
We're getting somewhere.
We should set up an institute.
If you've had the taste issue, you should do this type of thing at home as well. You might find one or two things that stands out.
By the way, Kathy, though you can't see it, I'm wearing protective goggles.
Hey,
I had to take mine off.
You know what? And also the caller that we had earlier, though, Kathy had said that he could taste lemon for a moment.
Yes.
And then as he continued to eat, it would go away. So this is something you'll have to test with.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Oh, for a moment.
For a moment.
I got it.
Yeah, that
with
happened.
pickles.
That happened to my mom. She lost her taste for a really long time, and the same thing. She said it came back. She would eat, and she'd get it at the beginning of the meal, and then by like mid-meal, she couldn't taste anything.
Here's
eat quickly.
Here's the next one for you. Let's try this. This is number 7. We have 15 of these, by the way.
All right. Not a clue.
Looks like she doesn't really like the way it tastes. Or are you just
I'm not
perplexed
like a
by
huge fan. I think it might be on the sweeter side, but it's not as sweet as that chocolate sauce.
it? Okay.
Like a pudding?
Pudding. No, it is not a pudding.
Let me smell it. Hold on.
Okay.
What kind of pudding are you drinking?
Puddings.
I smell something, but I can't. I would say pudding again.
No, it is maple syrup.
Which would be something very sweet.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Not like pudding.
No.
Is it Miss or Mrs.? She married?
I think it's
Butterworth.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
She's spoken for.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Mr. Butterworth is an accountant.
Here's the next one. This is number 8. We're at the pretty much the halfway point now. Let's see if you can identify this. No reaction facially. I thought for sure I would see a facial reaction from this one.
Well, I mean, you should.
I'm going in again.
All right, this
drink
is
all of it.
It's a popular paint remover.
She shouldn't be able to say, I'm going to go again on this. No, I don't think so. Wow.
What do you think?
Wow.
I like it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Can we look?
So we don't know. Preston has the answers.
All right, she doesn't know, so you can take a sniff and now guess after smelling it. What is it?
Is it lemon?
It is lemon juice. It's straight up lemon juice. Normally, if one is drinking straight squeezed lemon juice, you'd be puckering up and going,
Kathy, you didn't do any of that.
Not even a whiff.
So that Preston.
So she got that wrong. She could smell it, but she couldn't taste it.
That raises the question. That reflex.
Yes.
What causes that reflex?
It's a good question.
Well, let me ask. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to try something. We're going to do a scientific experiment here. I'm going to drink this lemon juice, but I'm going to hold my nose.
Now, we've never met.
We've
right?
never. Well, we have met many times.
All right.
Many times. But I'm going to hold my nose so that way the smell part does it.
That's the way to do it.
It's still sour.
Like you made the face?
But your taste is intact.
Yeah. But I wasn't sure if like any of that stuff
Kathy drank it, and there was no puckering, no pursing whatsoever.
Like, even with her drinking that, and I knowing what it is, caused my mouth to salivate a little bit.
Yes.
Because that's what I'm
a little engorged.
Your mouth will do. Well, that's great. All right, so here's... Okay, this will be interesting.
Oh, boy.
This is our only solid of the day.
Oh, God.
All right, Kathy, go ahead.
So wait, do I have to like...
Just stick your tongue in it.
Yeah.
Stick your tongue in there.
Stick it in.
Stick it deep in there.
Ew. What? I don't like that.
I'll give you a hint. It's not sand.
Yeah, like that. It's gristly.
Yeah.
Move your tongue around.
I have no friggin' idea.
No idea. Smell it.
I feel like it's probably a spice or something, but I have no idea.
But it should be very recognizable by taste, no question. Nothing when you smell it?
I'm trying.
She's not getting it. And she's inhaling deeply.
You would know this in a heartbeat.
Cinnamon.
Oh,
it's just
God.
straight up cinnamon.
No.
Yeah, nothing. Even after you know, you don't recognize it.
Not that one.
Okay.
The more you know.
If you're tuning in, Kathy lost her taste, and we're testing her on that. Let's do number 10, if you will, please. And we're back to liquids now.
Okay.
Let's have a little sipperoni and see what you get from that.
Is it alcohol?
Like rubbing alcohol, yeah.
No. That's all I
She's
get.
saying
It
alcohol.
doesn't taste anything, but I feel like maybe
like vodka?
Like a vodka or something like that.
Do you get a burn from it, or?
Yeah, like a little burn.
Down your throat?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's why, because it's alcohol. It's vodka. So she can taste that it's alcohol, and I get that, because outside of the taste in your mouth, once it goes down your throat, you get this warmness, this heat.
Right.
So,
Marissa, can I taste that one just to?
Hey, Kath, a question for you then, because I know you like to drink wine and you're pretty particular about your wines. Will you just go buy the cheapest ones possible now?
Well, no. What's funny is because they'll probably give me a headache.
Yeah.
I was at my brother's house, and he knows what I like to drink, and he didn't have it, and I go, "What is this?" He goes, "It doesn't matter. Just drink it. You'll be fine."
Thunderbird.
When friends drop by who can't taste anything, give him the cheapest crap you've got in the house. That's why I reach for the Thunderbird.
James Mason approved. All right, here's the next one. This is number 11. You should get something from this.
11!
Let's see.
There's a reaction.
Got a real
scowl. She actually did De Niro there for a second.
Yeah.
You're talking to me?
Whatever it is, I'm not a fan.
Not so much.
Interesting that there are bad tastes that work through.
Nick, it's not a bad taste. It's like that vinegar feeling again. Like if So I have no idea.
That makes sense for this. Do you want to smell it?
Smell it.
Smell it.
You can smell it.
Do you smell something?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's doing De Niro again.
I don't like this. I don't know what it is. I don't like it.
It's Worcestershire sauce.
And you know what? I don't put that on anything. So
Okay. Not even in Bloody Marys? Well, it's already in Bloody Marys.
no,
usually,
I'm
so.
not a Bloody Mary fan.
Okay. All right. So no dice on Worcestershire. We've got 4 more to go.
4 more.
Here is number 12.
You've had a pretty decent degree of success, Kathy. At least your ability.
Well, the vodka one I'm kind of only half giving to her because she couldn't identify it. You should be able to tell that it was vodka.
All right. A big scowl on this one. Preston's the only one who knows what this is. Preston and Marissa. So we're guessing along.
This gave the, puckering again. I don't know what it is, but again, it's like triggering something in my mouth.
Take a smell. Take a sniff. You don't know. You can't taste it.
Vinegar.
Okay.
Wow.
But it's a very specific kind of vinegar.
The kind that smells like feet.
Okay. It is apple cider vinegar.
It'll cure everything.
A shot of that every day, right?
That's what they say.
I should get my taste back after that.
Yes. Right. All right, we have 3 more. This is mystery taste number 13. And let's see how you do on this one.
My stomach's going to be great after this.
I know, right? Fortunately, you're just taking little baby sips, so.
You're going to be farting clouds.
All right.
It's good to get a reaction.
Spending some time with this one.
Okay. Not as much as a scowl from the Worcestershire. All right, so she's feeling it.
There's like something in it, some peppers or something.
Would you say thunderbird?
It was like there was substance to it. There's particles in there.
Particles.
I don't know what it is, but it's making my mouth burn a little bit. It has a little kick to it.
Burn a little bit. All right, so but you don't know.
Can I smell it?
Sure.
Can I?
What do you think? What do you think, Ed?
Can
I don't know. I want to say like
good.
Pickled something again.
Pickled something.
It's hot sauce.
Straight up hot sauce.
Yeah, it's
What's the
Mr.
title of it?
Mr. Deck's hot sauce.
This is I'm the marketing director of this company.
Yeah, the name this particular flavor is called Butt Blaster.
Oh, really?
They're out of,
Seriously?
they're out of Newport Beach, California.
I like that.
So
All
it's
right.
very, it's like a
Powerful.
very hot.
Yeah.
Who brought that?
I did. I'm seriously the marketing director of this company.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I brought it in.
Did you come up with the name Butt Blaster?
It was a collaborative effort, so yes.
Who's Mr. Dex?
A college friend, and this is a side project. And this is as far as I've gotten as marketing director.
How do you like the taste?
I love it. I put it on.
Do you put that S on
but I put it on pizza. I put it on eggs.
By the way, this particular heat rating is 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's not that hot.
So not crazy
All right.
hot, but enough to give you some sensation.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
2 more. This is another solid. I didn't know we had another solid. This is the only other solid in our list. So do the tongue thing. Stick your tongue in.
Yeah, stick it
Do
in
that
there.
tongue thing.
Stick it in there. Okay. Love it. Stick it down in there.
Come on, man.
She's like an inquisitive look.
This, I get absolutely nothing.
Really?
Absolutely nothing from
Okay,
this.
so that's a nothing, and you should be able to taste it, smell it, and see if you can come up with something there.
Nothing, huh?
Like a, I don't know, maybe there's pepper in it? No, because I didn't feel that on my tongue at all.
No. It's garlic powder.
Oh.
Garlic
would
powder.
absolutely know,
I'll give you a
right?
piece of gum later, Kat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we have one final taste in our test for you, and let's see how you do with this one.
This one,
Yes.
I also get absolutely nothing. Like it could be water to me.
Okay.
Like it could, that's the consistency.
All right. Take a little bit more. This is the last one. Finish it all off.
Put your tongue in it.
Go ahead.
No, is it going to make my stomach hurt?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
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 I get absolutely nothing.
Take a sniff and see if you can tell from that.
Not really. I want to say, is it another alcohol?
Sauvignon Blanc. Vino.
Your favorite brand as well. It's Nobilo.
Oh,
wow.
You
get
poor
nothing.
thing.
Nothing.
That's a shame.
Oh, man.
So, Kat, let me ask you then.
Give me
So,
that bottle.
Wait, are we done? Can I take the...
Yeah, that's it.
the
That's it.
people will often describe water as not having a taste, but it does have a taste, and so
Kathy can tell those taste
and
differences.
you can tell those taste differences. So water for you, like legit, has no taste.
What?
He's saying that a lot of people describe water as having no taste.
Right.
You were able, I think I am as well, slightly able to discern between tap and bottled water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it
so
has
you
a
can,
taste.
but
right now,
Oh, yeah.
it has zero taste.
Yeah, probably not. I can't believe I couldn't taste the Nobilo.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's
so
crazy.
so to review, she got correct and guessed correct and wasn't definitive though, but said, well, is it chocolate syrup? So you kind of knew what it was, but you really didn't say, oh, that's it.
No, none of them I knew 100%.
Yeah, all of these were semi. So chocolate syrup, vinegar, apple juice, so the sweets you could get, And one that you could definitely, that I think you got the best was pickle juice.
Yeah, that
And
was
so maybe if
Have
you
some
really
pickles.
want to taste something
Put pickles on it.
flavor-wise, you could have pickles.
Yeah.
And the other one was vodka. Or I put in alcohol because you didn't quite get the vodka right. So out of 15, you were able to identify really 4, and that's it.
Marissa, was the I'll just say it, the honey was that usable? By the way, I just grabbed these things out of the
Oh, you know what? I just stopped at 15. We brought so
No,
many
no problem.
things,
There-
so.
it
You wanna
has
see if you can smell it.
the
yet?
honey has a taste to it.
Is that like spice
There's,
habanero or
there's
something?
another taste, and I'd be curious if she'd be able to taste. Don't show her the label if you can avoid
Oh,
it.
what? Like it's
It's
flavored honey.
certain
It's got
honey?
another fruit in it,
Oh,
and
right,
I'd be
okay.
curious if with the sweet stuff you could do it. All right.
I won't look. I guess I can.
You can look at it.
Yeah.
geez.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Rub it on your sweater.
Stick your tongue in it. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get it?
No.
Nothing?
Can you taste the sweet of the honey?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can taste the sweet of the honey.
Nothing else.
No.
Because it's blueberry honey.
Blueberry honey. Okay.
No, and I'm having even the smell with this one is a little tough.
All right. Wow. Well, that sucks, man. You know, hopefully this is going to be quick.
Just
acting
400
and-
days.
And yeah.
I know that poor guy.
I know.
I really hope it doesn't.
He said he was rage eating, just eating out of anger. Even though he can't taste it, he's still going to eat something that he knows his body likes.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm not. I mean, I'm still eating meals because yes, you still get hungry,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm not really snacking because what's the point? Like, I don't feel like anything because I know I'm not going to be able to taste it.
Yeah, a lot of times snacking is just you want some flavor.
What about
You
so
know?
hot drinks or things like that, like coffee? Nothing.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Our next guest, guys, is taking his comedy show all over the world. He's kind of at the beginning of a tour that's going to have him doing shows in the States, India, Spain, Italy, Germany, Portugal, Australia, New Zealand, and he's from Brazil.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in Philadelphia starting tomorrow, Helium Comedy Club, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So it's our first time meeting him. We're happy to have this morning Rafy Bastos.
My pleasure to be here with you guys. Very good. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, it's great to have you on. Where are you currently, Rafy?
I'm now in Manhattan at this moment, giving all of my money to live in a box. That's what I'm doing right now.
So all of your money and you get to live in a. But now we were talking. You're a tall dude. You're 6'7", a basketball player. Do you have to have a particular box to accommodate you?
Yes. I need, yeah. A small place for me is probably a huge place for you. So, yeah, I need a special box, of course. In New York, it's not easy. If I was a homeless, I would have problems. I'm sure I would have
Exactly. There's appliance that would accommodate.
Rafi, I wanted to ask you this. Our football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, are going to be playing in Brazil later on this season. And I was curious, Casey is kind of afraid of Brazil.
He should.
Okay.
He should.
I was curious as to, does it have a certain reputation, and is that reputation true?
It is. What I would say is, if you really want to go to Brazil, be with the right people, be in the right places. Just don't go, I'm gonna travel the country by myself and get to know everybody. No. Have friends that know how things work. Don't just try things for yourself. Or get a football player with you.
Have an entire football team with you. Well, let me ask you: the Christ the Redeemer statue, Sao Paulo, right in the general area.
The problem is that the statue is in Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro. So
the game is going to be in São Paulo, right?
Right.
Correct.
It's just like it's the same distance as like New York and I don't know Cleveland.
Okay.
It's far.
Yeah, we tend not to think in those terms, but I was curious. With that reputation, how often are you there? How often are you back? Are you living in the States now?
I live in the States. I have to go a lot to Brazil because I have a kid in Brazil. So I do have to go a lot to Brazil. I go at least every 2 months. But a ticket to Brazil is very expensive.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so my brother's in-laws are from Brazil. His wife is Brazilian, and they've been down there a couple of times, and families come up here. And what I found interesting is that they, if my brother will travel there, he will bring electronics there because for some reason they're way cheaper up here. Or if her family comes up here, they'll get all their iPhones and their iPads and their computers and stuff like that. Is that so? That is the case?
It is. Things here are much cheaper than they are in Brazil. Even with the money being like the currency, it's crazy because $1. Look at this. $1 in Brazil today is worth the whole country. He's
counting on his fingers.
You can actually buy the whole country.
Rafy, I was following. There's a journalist. I read his stuff, Glenn Greenwald, and he talks about Brazil, and he talks about all that's going on down there, and about how tumultuous things are. You still have a business down there, a comedy club?
I used to have a comedy club. In the beginning of the pandemic, we shut down our comedy club. A lot of business just closed in the beginning of the pandemic. The pandemic was like crazy for South America. Because a lot of business suffered a lot. We're still recovering from what happened. So I closed my business, but I go there a lot. But now the business side, the fact that $1 is 5 of my money in Brazil.
Yeah.
A show at Helium Comedy Club like I'm gonna do this weekend, I would buy a building in Brazil.
Yeah, that doesn't paint a good picture about it. Talking about your material though, and I've seen a lot of your stuff. You were called the most influential man on Twitter for a while. Social media has worked well for you. Millions and millions of views on your YouTube channel. But what learning about your comedy and seeing some of your bits I've seen pop up often. What I like is, I'm going to invoke a name and see if you remember this guy, a guy named Yakov Smirnoff. He played a Russian. Fish out of water was his whole thing, and he never evolved. And that's something it appears you're trying to avoid. Like I heard you in an interview say, I've been here long enough now to know how things go, and it's not authentic if I'm acting on stage as if I don't know.
Yeah. There are a few things that I think I cannot do anymore. Like I have this joke, I'm going to just say an example. I have this joke that I used to say when I arrived in America, a cab driver told me, you can say wherever you want, but don't use the N-word or people are going to kick your ass.
Right.
But he never told me what the N-word was. So for 5 years, I have been avoiding all words that are these types of jokes I kind of did in the beginning because it's like me arriving in America. So now I'm trying to run away from these types of jokes because I speak better English. I'm here for a while. Mm-hmm. I think Yakov, the example that you gave, was a Russian guy.
Yes.
And it was in the 80s. So he was very smart because he was talking about America with this Russian type of point of view. I'm younger, so I think things kind of passed for me. I did that. I feel like I still have a little bit of those jokes, but I feel like I have to develop myself to more than that.
Right. Rafy, your tour is called the Unfamiliar Territory Tour. Is that a reference to maybe some of these places you've never been before? I've mentioned Spain and India and Italy, Germany, Portugal, Australia, New Zealand, all this. Are some of these spots you've never been to?
It is, and also I would say, I think more unfamiliar for me is when I do shows in like Salt Lake City or I do shows in North Dakota. I would say sometimes India is more like a familiar place.
That's wild.
Then go to the middle of the country. That's when it's like I feel like I'm a completely fish out of water on those places.
So you'd feel like I could see that though. There's going to be some things that are going to be similar. I wonder, in this day and age, we marvel at someone who can carry comedy around the world and make it work. I'm wondering if because of social media and because of your presence and because people can have sort of pre-seen you and get a beat on you, if it's made it easier for the ecumenical comic, to do this.
Completely. Today, we have a bunch of American comedians. They're doing tour all over the world, not only for expats. Like, for example, I already went to Europe once, and I did 2 packed shows in Italy. There was no Americans, there was no Brazilians. There was actually Italian people that speaks English, and they wanna watch a show in English. And for me, I think I'm being able to build this international audience for a few reasons. First, my accent. It's very easy for a foreigner to understand my accent.
Right.
They see themselves in me, and I have this observation about how life it is in America and how English is a difficult language, and I was able to build an audience. But there's an international market for comedy.
It's pretty well. Go ahead.
It's kind of crazy because before it was like music. So you would have Adele. Nobody knows what Adele is singing, but people are singing her songs in in the middle of Asia. Yeah. Now comedy is getting to those places. It's more difficult with comedy because you really have to understand what the guy is saying in order for you to enjoy. Also, you don't listen to the same joke twice.
Right.
You can listen to the Rolling Stones for the rest of your life without even knowing what they're talking. But we are getting there. That's pretty cool.
I wanted to ask you, Rafy, and this is specifically because I'm looking at our text messages that are coming in. Have you ever seen the movie Despicable Me? And do you realize you sound like Gru?
I do.
Okay. I'm sure you've heard it before then. Yes.
I am the Gru of Brazil. I hope people in the chat that I look a little better.
No, you do. You're a handsome man. You're very non-Gruish.
You are a good-looking fella, definitely.
As long as I sound like him and I don't look like him, I'm happy.
I wanted to ask about your height, 6'7". Generally, people who are tall have pretty large feet. Do you have really big feet?
That's becoming a little sexual. But
I'm sorry. I wanted to go to places.
Because he clearly has a path he's following. Well, to that point, you played basketball. Did you, in fact, get a scholarship to Nebraska?
I did.
Okay. And then did you play in sort of a semi-pro league in Brazil?
I did. I actually did. I played pro for a few years in Brazil.
How did you, what veered you from that? Because that would seem for many people to be a promising, I'm having success here, I'm going to stay on this.
Let me tell you something. Everything in South America surrounds soccer.
Okay,
so there's no good money or not a career, a career, unless you are, like a national team type of material.
Right.
And between us, unfortunately, you've never seen a Jew, dunk over people. So, I have my limitations.
You raise a point. I've never seen a Jew dunk over people. But soccer is so dominant that you're not even... Yeah, okay, I get you now. Yeah.
But what's crazy? It's crazy because, people love American football there now. It's insane what's happening.
I think it holds true to the same thing about how all of these cultural things are permeating. I mean, the Phillies just played over in England, and we've had... So there are these different sports, and of course, the NFL sees money. The more they can make it, spread out and about. But is basketball your sport of choice?
That's what I enjoy watching and playing. That's what I did most of my life. My dream was to be a basketball player. If I was good, I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't. I'll be talking to Luka Doncic right now. Okay. But it's a sport that is very difficult. And also in America, there's so much talent because you guys already, the same way we are born kicking a ball, you're making jump shots in in the backyard. That's how you guys do it. So it's a completely different culture.
It's easy to find a place to play basketball in America. Very easy. Speaking of that, there's plenty of spots in New York to get out and do a little pickup game. Do you still play from time to time with people?
I kind of do. Yep. I try to play with people my age. I'm 47 now. So I'm trying to, so I can have my moment, Young people, they run too much. It's too much. It's too fast. They're too young. They want too much. I just want to hang and shoot 3 shots a game. And
that's it.
That's enough. That's enough.
Rafy, you had mentioned, if people travel to Brazil, probably best not to be alone and try to figure out the lay of the land. You're traveling all over the world to places you've never been to before. Will anybody be traveling with you, or are you going to be this lone, let me go do this on my own traveler?
My friend, let me tell you something. When you come from Brazil, you can go everywhere in the world and you're safe. I know I'm not painting a good picture of my own country, but I think India, it's a walk in the park when you come from a place like Brazil.
Wow. No, I know. We know what you're saying. I mean, there's certain things where you've developed your protective blister. You know how to handle yourself. And that's
you know what's crazy? People complain too much in America about violence. They have no idea what they're talking about. Sometimes, true story, I leave the comedy club at 3 o'clock in the morning and I see a girl checking her phone on a dark corner by herself. And every time I see this, I think, I'm going to rob this woman.
Just to teach her a lesson?
Just to teach her a lesson.
I have a friend who is from Brazil. She's in her 20s. She's young, and she moved recently to the town that I live in, but she lived in a very terrible neighborhood in Philadelphia, and we were like, oh my God, we can't believe you live there. She said, I'm from Brazil. She goes, that was nothing.
And listen, there were these rumors swirling last week. I don't know if this is true, but Josh Jacobs, who is a running back for the Packers now, said that they were told that they can't wear green at all when they're there because of the gangs. I don't know if this is. Have you heard anything about this?
This is. They're not in LA. They can use colors. Don't worry. And let me tell you something. If a football team is worried about their safety, who are us? It's a lot. No, the thing is, you just have to be careful with places. I wouldn't say colors or anything like that. Just choose the right places and don't worry. You can go. I think the thing is I think Rio de Janeiro is more dangerous because they are used to have so many tourists, so they can spot a foreigner and a tourist, so things are more difficult. With São Paulo, I think they're going to be okay.
Well, let me ask you if our perceptions of at least partying and reckless abandon and hedonism and all of that, if that holds true like in Rio and these different locations that we associate with
Carnival
and all that, is that still robust?
Oh yeah. No, Carnival is it's a Brazilian thing. This is what we do, It's a lot. People are free. It's a very sensual and sexual country. Brazil, it's a place where even when they rob you, they're very lovely.
They love you they rob you in a sensual way.
They love you. They're not gonna hurt you. They're gonna steal your money and probably give you a kiss on the forehead. That's all we do.
Does this mean that most people are sexually active at a very young age in Brazil?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I feel like there's less. How can I say? There's less barriers. There's less obstacles.
Right.
With getting to know people and dating. Like in Brazil, like in America, there's so many rules of dating.
I think it would be hard to be promiscuous when you have a 900-foot Jesus looking over. Are you?
Jesus is allowing people to do whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do it. So.
Are you currently single? Are you dating someone? Or
I am married. I'm remarried, actually. It's my second marriage. I was married before. I'm married. I'm married again.
A Brazilian or a domestic?
I wish it was a domestic so I can get a green card, but no. No. I wish, but no. My wife is Brazilian, so actually I'm probably giving her a green card.
Okay.
Wow. Well, listen, man, you got a big tour ahead of you. You've only got a few dates in so far, and have you been to Philadelphia? I haven't asked you that question yet.
I did perform at Helium, which is the same comedy club that I performed. Last year, I did just one show. I was able to sell out the show. So this time, they gave me a full weekend of shows. So I have 5 shows, 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, and 2 Saturdays. So, yeah, I have like a whole weekend of shows. And I really hope people show up. Well, I promise I am very funny.
Your legend precedes you, and whether you may not know that you know Rafy, but you do. Any sort of social media exposure, you know him, and I guarantee you've laughed.
Excellent. Well, listen, man, have a good time while you're in town. It's great to meet you, and next time, hopefully, we'll have you in person to spend some time here in our studio. Okay, Rafy?
Thank you very, very much for having me. It was a blast. Thank you very much.
Rafy Bastos, gang, go and see him. HeliumComedy.com to get those tickets. Super nice guy.
Absolutely.
Very, very funny. I would absolutely check him out in a heartput.
By the way, that Eagles thing that Casey brought up, it's a bit of a myth. There was an urban legend floating around, and so I guess, Casey, that running back that you were talking about, put it out there a little bit more. But Eagles fans and Packers fans are going to be allowed and, in fact, encouraged to wear green to the game.
Okay, good. There are those things, though, Nick. You hear them. If you're going there, don't wear this. Don't wear a windbreaker.
I heard I'm not supposed to wear green.
Yeah, don't do this. And you always are on the side of caution. It's funny. Like Rafy was saying, the cab driver said, "Don't say the N word," and so he stopped saying any word that had
right.
Flashing people with your brights while driving around. I for a long time I thought I might get shot while doing that.
Yeah,
never happened.
Really? Because a gang initiation.
That's right. Yeah, if you did it to somebody,
that one,
right? And they were driving in the opposite direction in Philadelphia after whatever the parameters were. I remember, fortunately, never got shot.
Yeah, we were on the air one time talking about and this was pre-social media. And sometimes just emails would end up in your email account, chain letters, stuff like that.
Man.
And there was one that said that amongst the gay community that there were very specific colored,
pocket squares?
Pocket squares, something like that.
Handkerchief,
colors. Yeah, handkerchief. Thank you. That they would wear. That meant I'm into, I'm a catcher. I'm the pitcher. I like threesomes. I like blah, 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 this and that. And then I'll never forget our friend Steve McLean, who is gay and worked with us, called in and he's like, I didn't get the memo on this. Can you run that down for me, please?
Right.
Yeah.
What was the thing where the rumor was going around where, like, if you had a certain color on, or like it wasn't promise rings. I'm not remembering it correctly, but it meant that you were more likely to give oral in school or whatever. Like,
you had the bracelets.
It was bracelets?
Rainbow bracelets.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That you're more likely to give oral.
Steve, like if you wore the rainbow one, that meant that girl was loose and would give oral, and if you wore a black one, it meant something. Like all of them had meaning, and most of it was completely made
Nick, what's the white headphone thing in felching? What's that?
Oh,
yeah.
Steve, my God,
it has to do with aspiring foot models.
Yes,
and they're thinking about like doing an OnlyFans thing.
OnlyFans model.
I heard that.
But Nick, that rainbow bracelet thing is you wore the color of the thing that you've done. Right?
That's what it was.
So if you've done oral on somebody, you would wear that color bracelet.
Yes.
If
okay.
All right, so I got to raise this thing, Case. What was the thing? Because all these things are, some hold, some are ephemeral, but I don't even know if I can describe this, where you're basically placing a color ring on the depth of, if you're doing something deeply.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember that? We talked about it on air.
The lipstick thing?
Yeah, different colored
oral on a guy and to show how far down you can go. Yeah, that was, I think that's yet another one of those. Maybe they did it in
it probably has to tie in with the headlights and flashing your brights.
In a porn movie one time or something.
I know.
All right, Casey's waiting.
I was going to go dark.
All right, you're going to go dark. We don't let no dark Casey.
Yeah.
No, it's almost no Sabbath.
That night.
We're a couple days away from
No Dark Wednesdays.
In the distance, I saw a dune puma.
Dark Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But chain letters, yeah, those were also a thing, and you would get these literally mailed to you, an actual physical letter in the mail, and it would say you need to send this, you need to copy this and send this to 10 people, or someone close to you is going to die within a week or something ridiculous.
And I broke countless chains, and here I am.
Yeah. I have not, and here I am. I literally, and I was.
Do you always?
I was in my 20s when I got a chain letter at my house, and I was like, oh my God.
I'm going to Disney.
No, I went to the freaking library. I made copies of the chain letter, and then I walked around the neighborhood and I dropped chain letters in other people's mailboxes.
It's almost like it's almost like the Ring. It's based on that same. You got to pay it forward.
On Superstition, you did
on
that?
Superstition
okay, as
alone.
opposed to I'm going to spread this around and cause other people to be neurotic. But
No, for the same reason I don't walk under a ladder, or it's just dumb. So okay,
you're not going to tempt fate.
I got a new pair of Preston. I got a new pair of beach slides yesterday. Those are shoes, and for some reason in my household, you were never allowed to put new shoes on the table.
Oh, you can't put any shoes on a table.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we know that for you. But or do you mean for bad luck or because
can you rub your ass along the carpet?
No.
I put shoes on tables all the time. My
No,
wife loves
it's
it.
bad luck. It came
like-
from my Italian side.
The old
so
country.
Like a hat on a bed, shoes on a table, and I won't do it. I don't
Balls
know
on
why.
On your chin.
Yeah.
No, those are good.
Forehead.
That's what do you call nuts on the chest? Chestnuts.
Oh, chestnuts.
Yeah.
That's it.
What do you call nuts on the chin?
Chin nuts? Mm-hmm. Oh. he can't say it. He can't say it. A brief common in the a belief common in the north of England is that the tradition relates to placing shoes on the table. The tradition relates to the coal mining industry. When a miner died in a colliery accident, his shoes were placed on the table as a sign of respect.
Colliery accident is a BJ party.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what they call the colliery accidents.
And if they could see the soot from the mine on a different level on the junk, they knew they were getting better.
I watched somebody put shoes on a table in front of an Italian mother who was.
I'll kill you!
Yes.
I'll tear you goddamn head off!
She was horrified, and she was like, "Oh, no,
Santa Maria.
Yeah. And she took her aside and explained to her, and the girl was like, "Oh, okay, I'm so sorry."
It's funny how we are still exposed to a lot of Italian. The thing about throwing coins in the car. If you get a brand new car. That's if you ever had that.
Know that one.
Yeah. So my brother-in-law, very Italian, Scuderi last name, and it was the first person I ever met who did that, and it was a really nice gesture. I got a new car, and he took a couple coins and threw it on the floor in the back of the back seat.
What's that supposed to do?
It's supposed to give you extra money. It's supposed to be good luck.
35 cents.
Yeah. Here, buy yourself a candy bar.
It's supposed to keep you from
Good
having
luck,
an
safety,
accident.
almost like a St. Christopher kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a Greek wedding. Do you ever see when they dance, they just chuck money
Throw
at
the
them?
money.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Well, my brother married his Greek wife. I
That's
was like,
right.
"Why do we keep throwing money at them?" I
They
already
literally
put
throw
money in
money?
an envelope.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life where I followed through on these things, and then there was a point in my life where I'm like, what am I doing? And I can't remember. I'm trying to recall when that might be, and I'm also trying to recall if there are any of them that I will loosely hang on to, because I think maybe one or two I still might kind of. I see.
You say God bless you.
I see them as very silly.
Yeah.
I see them as this is going to have zero effect on real world.
Yeah.
But there was one, like Rochelle and I, this is an old one, Steve. Right. Rochelle and I were walking hand in hand the other day, and we were walking through onto a pathway, and there were bollards there.
Yeah.
And I walked with one in between us as we were holding our hands. Do you know that is considered bad luck?
No. It is considered bad luck, yeah.
And the cure you're supposed to do is say bread and butter.
Yes, bread and butter.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is an old classic
bread
one.
and butter.
I don't know why.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, so you've probably done it a ton of times.
I've never said bread and butter.
No, but
bread and butter is
that's
the
to ward
standard.
off the bad luck.
Okay.
But if you don't say it, you're supposedly, I don't know, you're going to walk down the street and get hit by a car or whatever.
And if you're
there's
walking,
something you may be doing regularly, you have no idea that are these superstitions.
If you're walking between bread and butter, you have to say bollard.
Bollard.
I don't even know what a bollard is. So this is my own.
It's like a post.
Oh, okay. This is my own superstition. This doesn't exist outside of my world, but let me ask you guys this. when you're putting on your shoes, do you always put the same shoe on first?
No.
I do. I put
the left on probably 98% of the time.
I put the left on 100% of the time.
I think if there's a shoe I pick up.
If I'm in Australia, I put it on the right foot.
I change shoes regularly because I play golf and I keep my shoes in the trunk of the car, and so whatever one I grab.
How often do you switch your shoes? Will you wear your left shoe on the right foot?
I haven't done that in a while, but I will try getting back to that someday.
He literally had two left feet.
He had two left feet. I was thinking the same thing. That's from Best in Show. That's the best. They called me Loopy. I walked in little loops.
Winky.
That was the dog's name, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Winky won the Mayfield. Or no, not Mayfield.
Mayflower.
Thank you very much.
Anyway.
All right. Well, anyhow, watch out for your superstitions. Hang on. Let me go to, here, okay. Let me go to Ra, our friend. Hey, Ra, what's up, bud?
Dwight Dimebag Eisenhower.
Dwight Eisenhower, Dwight D. D stands for dime bag.
Yeah.
That's a good recall there, Rob.
Yeah, I don't remember that
That
one.
wasn't that actually long ago. It was probably within the last 2 to 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, what were you going to tell us, Ra?
You know I listen.
Yes.
I remember back when when men first started wearing earrings. That's how old I am. There was a time when wearing an earring on one side meant that you were gay.
Correct.
And wearing an earring on the other side meant that you weren't. And then somebody was like, I don't care. And then men just started wearing earrings on both sides. Now you see men, just wearing hoops and all types of other stuff, which is hilarious how that whole thing gets thrown out.
George Michael was one of the first guys I remember seeing wearing earrings in both
And
ears.
he wasn't gay.
Not at all.
No.
No, but I remember that. I remember that clearly, Rob, because this was I was of that age as well, and there was this really horrible saying that was said, which was right is wrong and left is right.
Yeah.
Meaning if you wore it in your right ear, it was gay, and left meant that you were not gay. And of course, it was a stupid saying.
Right.
I still do things like burn sage sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm feeling like a little crazy or whatever in my house, I'll take a stick. They sell this in the black community, especially like a big old thing of dried sage, and you light it. And you let the smoke fill the house, and you burn the sage and whatnot.
Does that? So I've seen that, and I've seen that done. I forget. Was it? Is it sort of Rastafarian based?
No, I just think it's an old, it's an African-based thing, or at least African-American, and it's supposed to kind of cleanse your house.
Okay, it's supposed to ward off
of all the bad juju.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to ward off negative spirits. What's that?
It wards off breathing.
But you could.
They have things in the spray cans like Money House Blessing, and if you spray this scent in your house, you're supposed to get money, and it actually says Money House Blessing on the can. It has a little Indian guy on it, or Native American with the headdress. It's so weird, man.
I'm sort of fascinated by that stuff.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, there's kind of a new age shop in Skipack, and they sell big things of sage.
Yeah.
And you can buy, and you're supposed to burn them, and if you believe that, you can, or you just like sage, which is kind of cool. I think that's kind of a fun little thing, but I've never done it before.
I'll let other people do it.
I do love the scent of sage. It's fantastic, so... hang on. We have Heather wants to share a Jewish superstition. Hi, Heather. Good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at a bird.
I get it. They're very distracting.
What's up?
Well, I am bewildered at this conversation, especially hearing about Kathy's grandmom. I'm Jewish, as you know.
Yes.
And so when talking about the deceased, if someone sneezes, you are supposed to pull up on your ear just so the dead up above know that you weren't speaking ill of them.
So you actually grab the top of your ear and pull up?
Yeah, it's something that I always grew up hearing, and I did it whenever it happened. And just Jews and Italians, we're like one in the same.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around that concept because it's so the dead don't think you're speaking ill of them for sneezing?
Yeah, it's such a weird thing,
they're all a little weird.
Polydor!
Yeah, even if I'm talking to someone that's not Jewish and then they talk about someone that's deceased, they sneeze, I say, pull up on your left ear.
There's a lot of things that are associated with that. With the ear. Obviously, Carol Burnett did her thing just to let her relative who was deaf know that she was okay. But there are ear tugs and things that are a part of superstition.
But I'm trying to think of like Catholic superstitions.
The ball tap.
Oh, the sign of the cross thing.
Yeah.
Is that a superstition?
People do it all the time when something bad happens. It's like, listen, I know you believe it and it's your faith and everything, but I see it as a superstition. So
Did I tell you guys the joke about the altar boy that had no arms? Have I ever tell you that joke?
No.
Doesn't ring a bell?
Walked into that one.
I like that.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Thank you to the person that sent me that yesterday. Got to use that right away.
Did I tell you I found out the CEO of IKEA was recently elected the president of Sweden?
What?
He's currently assembling his cabinet. I never give. I never give a dad joke ever. So we're coming up on Father's Day.
Yeah.
So,
Worth it.
Why not? All right. Well, anyhow, we do need to take a break. I want to do that very thing. We have some bizarre file stories that are approaching, as well as a word that might get you a 4-pack of tickets to the Preston and Steve Day Off at Dorney live broadcast. This is going to be on Thursday, July 11th. First time we've done this. We've done events. We've done Halloween events, nighttime events, cool stuff at Dorney. We've never done a morning show live broadcast before. And this has been in the works actually for years because we were going to do it right before COVID happened. And then obviously we had to put that to the side. And then they were doing some things at the park. And eventually it's finally come together.
And we are super excited because this opportunity, first off, they have this incredible new coaster, which everyone is talking about. But we love Dorney because we used to do these Halloween appearances there and get sort of the run of the park. It is an awesome park. Mm-hmm. And to be there and do the broadcast and have this accessibility for you is terrific.
After we do the bizarre file, I'll give you the special digital Dorney keyword that we have for the day, and I'll tell you how to enter it as well. So you get early entry at the park, all kinds of really cool stuff. So contest rules available at WMMR.com. We will take a break. Don't forget Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom for the fun of it. The best deal on tickets. You can go to DorneyPark.com. Coming back in a sec.
Preston and Steve.
I mean, I know
people have said coffee is a big insider.
Well, and you know what, Steve? When it first happened, I was not leaving the house, obviously.
Right.
So I wasn't going to get my coffee. I could make it at the house, but I was kind of skipping it because I couldn't taste it, and I was getting the headache.
Do you think
and
you'll
I'm
try?
like, oh my God, wait. That's like the caffeine headache. You need it.
Do you think you're going to try that orange thing?
Listen, I'll try anything. Let's.
Might as well, right? I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And if for some reason it does, then you're good to go. Okay. All right, this has been the Kathy Romano Taste Test. And, young children can learn new things faster than you can.
Yeah.
Brown University researchers found children of elementary school age can learn more items within a given period of time than adults. They say this is due to differences in a brain messenger known as GABA. GABA.
Is that okay? Yo Gabba Gabba. I mean, is Yo Gabba Gabba just nonsense, or does that have something to do with what you're
like Radio Gaga?
It may have something behind it, Case, which this stabilizes newly learned material. GABA does. Specifically, children were found to have a rapid boost of GABA during visual training that lasts until after training ends.
I think this is just an attempt to get people to say GABA.
Gabba Gabba. What does he say?
I've got a great idea. We'll pretend that we have the results of a study, and that thing we'll refer to as GABA to go along with it.
In adults,
this replaces last week's study that involved butt munch. There were no takers on that, but I think GABA we can get in there.
You remember when you were a kid, like butt munch would have been would have been a suitable insult.
Yeah. Hey, butt munch!
Like, shut up, butt munch!
You're disturbing my research on GABA.
In adults,
Gabba Gabba cool, man. That's what he says, right?
Zappa Zappa cool.
Oh,
Zappa cool.
That's right.
Philadelphia has more than 300 historical markers spread throughout the city, each recognizing a significant person, a place, or an event that shaped Philadelphia's deployment. We were just talking about this.
I love to read them.
I do too. Casey does not like to read them because
I'm not. It's not that I don't like. I'm just not interested.
I got you.
It'll be a waste of my time because I will forget everything 3 steps after I walk away.
By the way, the new markers were selected from 91 applications, bringing the state's total number of markers to more than 2,500 since the program started in 1946. You want to hear who some of them are?
Yes, please.
All right, these are the ones that are going to be in Philadelphia. John G. Johnson will be celebrated.
But your cousin has to call me Jimmy.
Johnson earned his nickname America's Best Lawyer. practicing from 1862 to 1884. Among his clients were U.S. Steel, Standard Oil, DuPont, J.P. Morgan, and other corporations. So he had the big
Sorry,
clients.
Alaska.
Yeah.
You're not a state yet.
He has a kick-ass mustache, too, by the way.
Absolutely.
Johnson's personal
ladies loved him.
Art collection was, you know what he invented?
The mustache ride.
Free mustache rides. He invented that T-shirt.
Yeah, and on the back of his Conestoga wagon, it said, the bitch fell off.
Yep, and free mustache rides.
I propose the ability to ride my mustache to any lady within the city limits. Anytime, day or night, contact me and I will allow you to sit akimbo across my face. Oh, and I'm also a lawyer.
He's also a lawyer,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Also, Samuel V. Merrick, notable industrialist during the early years of the Industrial Revolution. He built Philadelphia's Southwark Foundry, one of the most advanced manufacturing plants of its kind in the U.S., and co-founded the Franklin Institute.
Hey. And I invented the steam-powered Sibian. It was a time of frustrated sexual appetites. And spinsters couldn't get any.
That thing was powered by steam?
Yeah.
That's powerful, man.
Absolutely. We lost many young ladies. Many of them that got on in Philadelphia ended up in Delaware.
Yes. It shot them across state lines. Well, we're going to try this thing. We try to have toys to play with when we do the Camp Out for Hunger. And Casey found this thing. It's called the Meltdown. All right, so we're looking at a video of this outside right now. If you guys want to go outside and see this in person, you can. If you want to stay in here and watch this on the video, that's fine. I think Steve and I are going to try to head out there.
Yes.
All right, so let me describe this. It's a big ring. It's like a square, actually. It looks like it's about 20 by 20.
It's a square ring.
And in the middle of it, I'll say like a boxing ring.
Yeah.
All right, so that's square. All right, anyhow, inside the middle of it is this big apparatus. It's a large arm, and obviously the object is to avoid this arm as it swings around. Now, I was out here playing with this earlier.
Yeah.
It's got 3 settings on it. All right, it's got slow, medium, and fast.
Yeah.
Fast is insane.
it
is.
Well,
like,
so
no way in hell.
All
you're
right,
gonna
Steve,
survive.
when it was going fast,
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do this, and I put my arm up just to see what it felt like.
Right. And it ripped it off.
It almost ripped my arm straight off my body.
Do you think you could time it? Because that's obviously the key.
I don't know. And I was going to bail on this until Marissa made me feel like a giant puss.
All right, because
Yeah.
Marissa's doing it, Casey's doing it, Nick is doing it, and we needed a fourth because the rest of us are going to get killed.
Yeah.
So Kyle is going to step Wide angle Kyle, who went on the road trip with Casey and Jackie Bam Bam.
Yes, wide angle. You know, me and camp out stunts have such a good history.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start these guys off on slow, see how they do. We'll try out medium.
No way.
And by the way, what did you tell me about fast, about recommended?
Not recommended for a very long amount of time.
Yes. All right. Fast is not recommended for a very long amount of time for a reason. So you will either have to jump or duck as this is going around. And all these guys are mic'd, so this should be interesting as far as the sounds that we're going to get from this.
Do you know what makes this wild, Preston, is that what they're really not standing on is very firm. It's very bouncy.
Yeah.
So that can be very confusing.
This is inflatable and it is squishy. So, your name again?
Jacob.
All right, Jacob is going to be he's going to be our inquisitor here. All right, Jacob, you ready? All right, let's begin with and give us a little bit of music, Ryan, if you could, back at the studio. All right, here we go. Let's begin on slow and see how we do. All right. And
come on!
Casey gets immediately.
I thought it was going that way.
Mulligan.
I thought it was going clockwise.
Mulligan.
Oh, it changes directions.
Okay.
All right,
He's going to go back, isn't he? He's going to go counterclockwise.
Wait, this is. Here we go. All right, Marissa ducks successfully. Nick jumped over. Casey goes under. Kyle goes over the top. Marissa is down.
Yeah!
Casey successfully ducked. And Kyle, whoa!
He
I'm
made
great
it
at
over.
this.
Way over the top.
I like this game.
Oh, down.
Jesus.
Over.
All right, hold on.
The jumping is useless.
It's on medium now. Hold on. This is. Oh my God! Stop! Hold on. Casey,
I knew this was going to happen.
Casey, are you okay?
What?
Yeah, he's
Casey,
okay.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. That looked painful.
All right, I gotta ask you something.
That was slow.
In what world does a non-Olympic athlete clear that? That was incredibly hard.
Did you see his neck?
Yes.
I would just like you guys to know while you were watching Casey fall, Kyle rode the thing until he knocked me down.
Oh, really?
Did
I knock you down?
I mean,
And the breathing situation that's taking place right now, while everybody has a minute.
By the way, Casey's still down on the ground.
Oh, he's up now.
All right.
I'll tell you this. What was hilarious, Kyle was clearing it pretty well, but at one point it caught him and threw him into Marissa.
Yes. I missed it.
What's that weekly exercise class you do I need in?
Fortunately, we'll have video of this because I missed that part of it. I was so focused on watching Casey get knocked clear out of the air.
The worst part, so I don't even care about my neck.
So
were my love handles out?
No, you're
no. Okay.
You look stunning.
Right.
No, it wasn't embarrassing at all.
No.
You guys want to try it on fast?
Oh, no.
That was slow. Can we go to medium?
Wait, that was medium.
Okay.
We went from slow to medium.
Can we go to super medium first?
Let's try fast.
Extra medium.
What do you want to do medium and then fast?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, put us out of our misery.
All right.
Just kill us.
We're going to do fast, okay? All right, Jacob, on your mark, get set, and go. Here comes fast. All right, Casey. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's insane. Oh, my God. Dude. No. Casey's hitting it. He's kicking it. He's punching it.
The thing clocked me in the back of the head.
I'm pretending I'm in a box.
Are you concussed?
I got donkey punch.
You know what? Actually, we got paid by that person you were dealing with over at Villanova. Yeah. Clock you in the back of the head.
Oh, my goodness.
Are we doing this again?
Yeah, one more time.
So what speed was that, Preston?
That was fast.
What if I just ride it? Can I ride it?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Will that work? All right, let's try it. Have Marissa on medium. Here we go.
I need something to hold on to.
That last.
Watch your leg.
2 seconds.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, you ready? Wait, Nick's in the corner.
Oh. I didn't hear no bell.
All right, fast. On your mark, get set, and go. And it's off. Oh, Nick's down.
I think he broke it.
Jesus. Marissa's stuck on the end. She's hanging on.
She was hanging on, got thrown off. Kyle tried to clear the whole thing.
It almost launched Marissa out of the ring.
Yeah, I gotta say, Preston, this device is very strong.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I can say why now you don't wear sneakers in this thing. I think it's just in my...
All right, let's try it on slow and see if you guys can actively do it, and then we'll speed it up as we go along.
Great.
All right?
Sure.
Here we go. Final round, most likely. We'll see.
I have to poop.
Jacob, slow. Here we go. And it begins. Okay, come on, Casey.
Get over.
Kyle's over.
Over.
God damn it in my gut.
You got to duck. You got to jump.
Casey, that was
Dump that.
good. Dump that. I think broke. Oh my God. Got me in the pills.
Everyone is on the ground now.
I'm up. That was directly in the balls.
We lost.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Casey's fighting it.
It's alive.
Casey's actually fist fighting it.
All right, here we go. It's coming around to Casey.
Is this survival of the fittest?
Oh my God.
Kyle, be careful. Oh gosh.
I think it broke.
I think it broke.
It's over, right?
We broke it.
No, Jacob says it ain't broke.
Jacob.
Go.
I'm sure it's broken.
I thought you were on our side, Jacob.
Wait, Preston.
Nick's alone.
Casey needs his cut man.
Oh my God, this thing is insane.
It's insane.
And oh my God. We saw your love handles that time, Case.
Casey flew into Marissa. I don't know how
been
you
taken
could do
out
this.
by everyone but Nick.
What's that, Steve?
I don't know how you could do that.
I know.
Kyle's tall. He can't jump and clear it.
And by the way, this is the small version of this. They have a bigger one for like 8 people.
Can we tie your shoe?
This thing.
Jesus.
All right.
Yeah.
I think, have they had enough abuse?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, Marissa's being given the last rites.
Kathy, you sure you don't want to try this?
Come on, Kathy.
I'm pretty sure.
Kathy's back was hurting. This would kill her.
All right.
This will fix it.
So, who do we deem our winner? Do we have a
Marissa.
winner? Is it Marissa?
Yeah. She was the first to raise her arms.
It's great to have our guest back in our studio this morning. He's here to talk about a movie that is going to be in theaters on April 13th. It is a story of a gentleman by the name of Father Stuart Long, and it's called Father Stu. We're happy to have Mark Wahlberg here with us.
How are you guys?
Hey, Mark,
I feel like I just broke the fourth wall. I watched her do the traffic. Wow, that was classic. And I knew she was going to mention the Schuylkill. Schuylkill first thing. Schuylkill.
Well, you're an honorary Philadelphian. I mean, let's face it.
Take a lot of pride in that too.
Yes, yeah. I remember when the Eagles were heading to the Super Bowl. Yep. You came on with us, man, and we never forgot that. And of course, you're Vince Papale, so that's.
I actually, it was the only time I could stomach the Patriots losing.
I know.
It was to my Eagles, yeah.
And we believe you when you said it, so that meant a lot.
No,
so,
it's true. Yeah. It was true. It was an honor to put that uniform on.
So, Mark, the story of Father Stuart is it's pretty wild, man. It's and I'm curious before we go down. The storyline of people may not be familiar with the life of Father Stu. How did this story get to you?
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by College Ave. Experience a better way to pay for college at collegeave.com. You can apply for a college loan in minutes and be on your way to a bright future only at collegeave.com. All right, this is messed up out of Los Angeles. 8 jailers at a beleaguered downtown Los Angeles jail were watching porn while they overlooked a noose that was hanging in a jail cell of a suicidal inmate, according to a new inspection report.
Our bad.
The jailers were caught during a recent inspection at downtown's Men's Central Jail, which inspectors noted was extremely hot and humid with no natural light, had trash in the hallways, and a whole host of other problems, according to a report by Haley Broder and Eric Miller.
What's that for? Well, that's where I hang my toothbrush.
So Miller said there were just continuous neglect and bad conditions. People were saying that they were hungry. We saw people with open wounds. The trash was everywhere. There was so much trash, it smells. There are fires. And it seems in general, there's just a genuine lack of interest in changing that situation.
So to put this in context, what kind of porn were they watching?
Well, the porn watching came to light as commissioners conducting the inspection discovered a self-constructed noose hanging from the ceiling of a cell. These were female officers, I understand. Man. When the commissioners reported the noose to deputies, 8 of whom were sitting in the office watching a video on a large screen TV, said they'd check on the call or check on the cell later on and continued watching the video. Maybe these aren't women. I was wrong about that. The commissioners left, completed their inspection of the various rows in the unit, and returned to the office where the deputies remained watching a sexually explicit video. It was only when a female commissioner walked in that the deputies hurriedly removed the video from the screen. When the commissioners followed up on the status of the noose, they found that it had been pulled down and thrown on the floor outside of the cell. One of the commissioners spoke with the inmate who was still in the shower and confirmed that he had suicidal ideation. When one deputy was told of the need for additional mental health support and for the inmate's suicidal ideation to be taken seriously, the deputy shrugged the request off. In a statement of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, they said several issues in the inspection report were addressed, and an investigation into the 8 deputies is underway.
Is the response to that, wah?
Yeah, right. A Northern California teacher who made national headlines last year after being accused of teaching her second grade class while drunk will not face criminal charges in connection to the incident following the months-long investigation. Deputies were called to Nustro Elementary School after a caller reported a woman drove under the influence to the school and began teaching students. She had a blood alcohol level of about 0.20. That's pretty lit up.
Whoa.
More than 2 hours after her arrest, by the way. The 57-year-old woman was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence and child endangerment, but subsequent investigation could not substantiate that the 57-year-old woman drove to school while drunk. She may have started drinking only after arriving there, the prosecutors said.
Must be a tough class.
There was also not enough evidence to prove the child endangerment charges because, quote, there was no specific information indicating that the children in the teacher's class were placed in a position where their persons or health were endangered.
Students, I hope you don't mind if I have a little drinky-do.
The mere potential that a situation could arise is insufficient to meet the requirements under the law.
Do you want to kiss me?
While the deputy's attorney's office agrees that it's highly inappropriate to teach while intoxicated, it is, unfortunately, not illegal.
Yeah, I think most principals would have something to say about that.
Well, it's unclear whether or not the woman is still employed. She
Okay.
just didn't face any legal charges. Officials did not immediately respond to requests. School administrators at the time of the arrest said that they were limited in the information they could disclose regarding a personnel
Hey,
matter.
just got my newest bum fights video. You want to watch it?
2 people have been charged in connection to a Southern California Lego theft ring bust after authorities seized nearly 3,000 boxes of stolen Lego toys.
Did you see the picture of where it was stored? It looked like a Lego store.
Yeah, the Los Angeles police first got wind of the theft ring in December. Someone contacted authorities about a series of robberies from a store. Loss prevention staff pointed out a woman, Blanca Guadino, to police in December in relation to the case. Then, on Tuesday, LAPD members saw the same woman steal items from the same business. Authorities claim that she took the stolen toys to a man named Richard Siegel. Police secured a search warrant on Wednesday and searched the man's home, where they found over 2,800 boxes of Lego toys ranging from $20 to over $1,000 each.
Case, look at this picture. It's up on the screen in the studio.
Oh, my God.
While at the scene, investigators saw people show up to buy the toys. They'd seen advertisements Siegel posted online. Police said Guadino was charged with grand theft. An online record shows she is being held on $20,000 bond. Siegel was charged with organized retail theft and has been released.
So I think if someone gets charged with this crime, they should put them into a jail cell, remove their shoes, and put Lego pieces on the floor.
I agree. All right, and then one last story. We'll end with this one. Optimus Prime has been arrested in Austin, Texas. In this case, we're not talking about the leader of the Autobots. We're talking about 37-year-old Optimus Prime Blakely.
Oh, man.
Who is charged with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. In the Transformers, Optimus Prime disguises himself as a red and blue semi-truck, but we don't know what type of vehicle Blakely was driving when he was apprehended.
Is Optimus Prime his God-given name, or did he change it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was one that his parents put on the birth certificate or not. It may be.
It's possible.
I guess it's what he goes to legally. It goes by legally. We do know that he wasn't able to transform into a robot and fight his way out of the legal trouble. He was being held on $8,000 bond, according to last report.
What Transformer?
And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, let's give away passes to the pickle party.
Pickle party!
Kathy, I need a number caller for secret text word, please.
10.
All right, call number 10-215-263-WMMR. You got to know that word in order to win. We'll get a random winner as well. We'll take a break, and we will come back in just a moment with it, as well as lesson, question, trash, and music news.
Sounds like one of those jokes. I'm at an Italian restaurant in Beverly Hills with 2 priests. And literally, on a Saturday afternoon, one of them starts pitching me a movie. And he told me the story once. I wasn't really paying attention. He started telling me again. And then it just dawned on me, oh, my gosh, this is something that I should do. I'm always looking for the next great challenge. Right. And more importantly, this was also an opportunity for me to do something that really kind of represents my faith. And hopefully will help a lot of people. And people are really touched by the film.
There's a lot to be gleaned from this movie, and I'm a sucker for this kind of story. The fact that it's real only makes it that much more impactful. But there's redemption. There's a false start to redemption that is driven home by a more cataclysmic event that occurs with Father Stu, but also all the things like I think forgiveness and things that we lose sight of. I was talking to Casey prior to having you on today about we've forgotten how to take people as a whole entity,
and most importantly, seeing the good in people.
And that point is driven home in the movie. Is that we're all imperfections. We're all that part of it, but retain the ability to say, this may not be something I'm thrilled about this person, but they did this. There's something in there, and that point's driven home as well. There's something in Father Stu that makes him able to slalom into the right people's spheres who help him along.
Yeah, and he's then in turn touched so many people in such a short amount of time during the priesthood. But it's remarkable. I just went to Helena, Montana. We had the premiere there, and to see all the people, to show the film to his family, his friends, parishioners, but also see how many people he touched.
Right.
It's remarkable. I mean, you really feel his presence there, and now we're getting to share that with the whole world.
For those who don't know his story, and I don't want to give away too much of maybe what you want to keep for the people who view the film, what is his story for those who may not know?
Well, he was a boxer. His parents, he lost a younger brother really early on. His parents didn't really have the coping skills skills to deal with that. He was left to his own devices. He became a fighter. He was angry at the world. He then tried to go to Hollywood to become an actor, fell in love with a girl, would do anything to be with her. And, of course, she lured him into church. She couldn't be with him if he wasn't baptized and wasn't Catholic. He was like, dump the water on me. I'm in.
Yeah.
And then he had this terrible accident, had a visit from Mother Mary, and then he went to the fullest extreme and said, not only am I going to become a Catholic, I'm going to become a priest. And everybody in his life just thought he was absolutely crazy. He challenged everything about the priesthood in the seminary, got diagnosed with a rare disease, incurable disease, and then as his physicality deteriorated, his spirituality soared, and they still campaigned to have him ordained as a priest, and he touched a lot of people.
He seemed to be like leap of faith was his thing because
he'd try anything.
in the beginning, he moves to Los Angeles with nothing, no one that, checks into a hotel, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
Well, he found out otherwise. And but and yet this other thing happens in his life, and yet he takes another leap, and he seems to be one of these that just trusted his instincts 100% all the way.
Yeah, it was all about intuition for him. And, it's remarkable because the things that he did in a short amount of time, really, I talked to the Archbishop who had ordained him, and he was like, I couldn't believe it, but he had so much real-life experience, and all the things that people were going through and struggling with, he had already experienced. So he knew how to kind of help them cope with that, and to see with all the adversity that he faced, he handled it with such grace and dignity. Yeah. And if we're lucky enough to get old, we're all going to face it.
Yes.
But, it's one of those things where how do you cope with that? After just losing my mom. I lost my mom during the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's remarkable. It gives me a lot of comfort. I'm getting old, losing a lot of people.
There's a very powerful scene. I won't go into it, but it apparently happened right after your mom had passed, and it seemed as if, in a way, you were channeling that emotion in this scene. It's particularly it's in the church, and you're why I'm doing all these things that you want of me, speaking to God. And how am I here? Yeah. And it seemed like, we've always, complimented you're a great actor, and in that moment, though, so visceral, and everyone's tearing up at that, because you do have those moments like, wait a second, I thought I was doing everything right, but that's not what it's about.
Yeah, no. When everything's going good, life throws you a curveball, and God is definitely at work here. It's amazing to see how people are being touched by this movie. It's coming out now at Easter during the pandemic, where everybody's been struggling.
Right.
So people from all walks of life really feel like they identify and relate to Stu in their own personal way.
Yeah, and I can as well. And so. My father was a deacon. My father passed away 8 years ago, and and he wasn't born Catholic, and he didn't convert until he met my mother, and all that stuff. And so you talk about finding the grace of God through pain and suffering, and so they had lost their first born child, and you figure something like that could. And I talked to my dad about it. They could have been like peace out, thank you, but every single time I see you, I'm reminded of our son, but it actually it drew them closer to God, which is this crazy thing that happens, and it happened to Father Stu. And so you're in Philadelphia, and you're doing a press tour in Philadelphia, and I wasn't sure if you were aware of Father Bill Atkinson. So his story is very, very reminiscent of what happened with Father Stu. So Father Atkinson wrote this book called Green Bananas, and Father Atkinson was a teacher at Monsignor Bonner High School, and he was a paraplegic. He was in a terrible sledding accident, and so he writes this book called Green Bananas, and essentially it's don't buy green bananas because you're not promised tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. So you may not even be here to enjoy that yellow banana. And so this guy, I'm sure as you go through the city today, I'm sure maybe this will come up more than one time. Yeah.
There's something, and to that point, so there are two uncles in my life. My wife's uncles were both priests. 50 years plus. They've since passed away to Father Jim and Father Charlie. And Father Stu reminded me, there's a similar sort of thing. There's an I don't know what it is, and maybe it's if grace is brought into your life, and you're there's a way they carried themselves, and you say, oh, these. They don't know what they're talking about. It's easy a lot of times to dismiss. You can't possibly connect to my situation. But I remember years ago sitting down with both of them at various points. I'm like, man, they got it. They got it, and they were able to speak comfort to me at a time when I really needed it. And you project. There's a couple of scenes in the movie where you're dispensing the solace to people in trouble, and they look at you, and you're in this vegetative state, Father Stu, I should say, and you always get that. Well, if he can, then maybe I can, and if helped him, maybe it can help me. It's such a powerful message.
Yeah, and it's important. I mean, people are really struggling right now. But having that real life experience is invaluable. When you were talking about that particular scene, I've never studied acting, but I have a lot of real life experience, the good, the bad, and I kind of utilize all of that in portraying these characters that I play and try to do it in the most authentic way. And so going through that particular moment at that particular time, but still, Stu and the way he handled it helped me, and it will continue to help me. And I just am much more optimistic about the future and accepting things that you can't change. And
learning that is a big lesson.
Yeah.
Who did you meet from the real story? I know Father Stu has passed, but anybody from his family?
Oh yeah, his dad, his siblings, his family, his best friends from the seminary, his childhood friends. He's he's a colorful guy. Lots of really interesting friends.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew you were coming in, so when watching the film, I kind of wanted to look at the practical parts of movie making as well as taking the story in. And one of the things that I love, Mark, is, and I'm curious about you as an actor, when you're on the set and you're giving your lines and so on, it's not the same as what we see once it's edited and put together. The music in this film, the way they really added a body to it, I thought.
Yeah.
And when you watch the completed film, does that start to impact you more with those added pieces of the puzzle? You know what I mean? Than when you were there delivering those lines.
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, I'll give you.
It's the Preston and Steve Show on this Wednesday morning, about 9 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. Wednesdays, we send out a secret text word if you text us first. And then we ask you to call in later on with it in order to win a prize. We're going to do that thing right now. We were looking for caller number 10. Kathy put the word out, and we now have Christina on the line, who we will go to. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
It's all right. We will forgive you if you can tell me what the secret text word is, please.
The secret text word is folder.
That's right, Christina. I'm going to see you at the world's largest pickle party at Xfinity Live. Hang on the line. We're going to get your information. We're going to set you up. This is Saturday, June 15th. A day packed with pickle adventure and fun. This Saturday, weather looks beautiful, by the way. Unlimited pickle sampling, food vendors, pickle-themed drinks, activities, games, DJs, bands, mascots, and mummers. Visit BigDill.com for all the delicious details. And we are going to also congratulate a name I've never heard before, Yilbert Fernandez. Yilbert is from Ridley Park, Pennsylvania. So we are going to set up Yilbert with those tickets to the Big Dill Pickle Party this weekend, Xfinity Live on Saturday. All right, lesson question time. We're going to give away a pair of tickets to see Mark Neumann, comedian. He's going to be performing at the Miller Theater Friday night. And
He's great.
The question that I ask you is this. Steve knows a guy who's on a weight loss drug, and one of the side effects has caused this guy's penis to grow how big? 215-263-WMMR. Let's see if you were listening. Steve knows a guy who's on a weight loss drug, and one of the side effects has caused this guy's penis to grow how big? 215-263-WMMR if you heard. Then call us now.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Sports and Social at Live Casino. Phillies Fridays at Sports and Social Philly. Every Friday home game, you can enjoy free caricature drawings, Budweiser specials, giveaways, memorabilia, and more. So visit sportssocialphilly.com. What's up, Steve?
Well, John Gosselin took to Instagram to post pics of his new beach body after losing 32 pounds with Ozempic. Gosselin says he's finally living his best life and really loves having public diarrhea. Hey! Many are wondering if Khloe Kardashian and ex Tristan Thompson might be giving it another go after the two were seen having brunch at Nobu in Malibu. However, the rumors quickly came to a screeching halt after Thompson got their waitress pregnant.
Oh my God.
And finally, Carly Lawrence, who appeared in the Netflix dating series Too Hot to Handle, is divorcing her husband, Bennett Sipes, who appeared on Love Island USA. Lawrence says she's not giving up on love and believes she will find her soulmate on her new series, Skanky Whore Trailer Park. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, we will try to get a winner. Steve knows a guy who's on a weight loss drug, and one of the side effects has caused this guy's penis to grow how big? We'll go to Joe, try and get an answer. Hey, Joe, morning.
Good morning there.
All right, morning to see you, Joe. How big's that penis?
4 feet.
4 feet long. That's absolutely correct.
It's huge.
Hang on. We are going to give you a pair of tickets to see comedian Mark Neumann, fresh off his Netflix special, Soup to Nuts. And he will be live on stage in the Miller Theater Friday night. Tickets are available at marknormancomedy.com. All right, let's do music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Yeah. Breaking ice cream news is brought to you by Minnie Melts, by the way. Get Minnie Melts ice cream delivered right to your door on the Wawa app. You're just a few clicks away from enjoying your favorite Minnie Melts flavor. Download the Wawa app today. I'm going to mention this first and foremost. It turns out that our good friend Jackie Bam Bam is going to be your official host of Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic party.
That's amazing.
And it will feature legends, and I really hope that Jackie gets to meet these people. Willie Nelson and family.
That alone.
Bob Dylan. Robert Plant and Allison Krauss. Maren Morris, Mavis Staples, and Celeste. So it's Thursday, July 4th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion.
So there's two people who would appreciate, I mean, obviously we all appreciate the incredible artists on that bill, but both Jackie and Pierre would be the two people you'd want to stick in that realm. And it's awesome. I hope he does get to meet a lot of people.
Jackie does have a relationship with somebody in Willie's band. Might be his guitarist. I don't know the name, but so I think there's a real chance for him to meet him.
By the way, there's a special on tickets right now. The Father's Day offer is 2 lawn tickets for $59.
That's good.
Or 2 reserved seats for $99. Use the password DAD24. And you can get that. All right?
I have to imagine that at some point there, somebody's going to join somebody on stage with that collection.
I would hope so. Yeah. Last night on stage, Rolling Stones played the Citizens Bank Park, or did they play the Link?
The Link.
It was the Link, yeah. All right. And I got a email from Sarah Parker to let us know that the entire set list and photos by Bill Raymond are now available at WMMR.com.
I heard it was terrific.
So if you'd like to see that and get an idea of what they ran through, if you did not make it to the show, or if you did see the show and you want to see really cool photos, you can take a look now at WMMR.com because there's all right there, of course. All right, some messed up stuff, but disgraced English pop star and convicted child molester Gary Glitter.
Oh, this friggin' guy.
Has ordered to pay over $648,000 in damages to one of his sexual abuse victims. The singer, 80 years old, his real name is Paul Gadd, received a 16-year sentence in 2015 for sexually abusing 3 young girls between 1975 and 1980. On Tuesday, the judge ordered the musician to pay the victim, who was 12 years old at the time of the abuse, over $648,000, including around $485,000 in lost earnings and almost $10,000 toward therapy and treatment. A March hearing heard the victim couldn't work for several decades after suffering the abuse. Gadd's sentence expires in February 2031. He did not attend the hearing and was not being represented by a lawyer. He had been released from jail early in February 2023 after serving half of his sentence. However, he was ordered to return to prison following the following month after allegedly violating his probation. Gadd's return to prison came just days after a photo emerged of him using a smartphone and reportedly asking how to access the dark web.
Oh, come on, dude.
Right?
Maybe he shouldn't be out.
Yeah, so that's why they put him back in.
Yeah.
All right, and then 2 more quick things. Lots of big names have been, names are soundtracking the Annapurna Interactive next game called Mixtape.
Okay.
Which is a pretty cool idea. The game tells the story about 3 friends in high school who experience the freedom of the teenage wasteland through music. The soundtrack includes music from Devo, Iggy Pop, Roxy Music, Smashing Pumpkins, Lush, Susie and the Banshees, and Joy Division.
I'm liking that.
Lots more. No release date is set yet, but it's expected to come to Xbox in 2025 and PS5 and PC as well. And then, Steve, some BTS news for you. Just wanted to let you know that Jin is now out of the military.
He did his time. He's back, had a big party.
Yep.
And everyone was thrilled.
So now
they're my boys.
He can perform with the band again. Yeah. All right. So I just thought on your birthday,
and they all, I think,
would like to hear news like that.
Oh, absolutely! It's great news. They all have to serve. They gave them a deferment initially, but now they're all starting to follow through.
All right.
And that's it.
Yep. All right, and that's all in music news. One more item, though. One of our interns, it's his last day today. Yes.
No.
Yeah, this is the final day for Shane, our intern. Hi, Shane.
Hello. How are we all doing this morning?
We're sad because you're leaving. Are you sad?
Don't be sad. You know, one chapter ends, the next one opens. I mean, I'm still going to be part of the MM Army.
This is true. Shane has landed a gig.
Very proud.
With the MM Army, which is cool.
You.
Thank you. I'll be on the promotions team at all the events. Feel free to harass me at all these public events, please.
Yeah.
You know?
What does your mom think about that?
Oh, she was ecstatic and excited, but at the same time, her first question was, "Do you get paid?"
Yeah. Well, she's smart.
Yeah.
You know, it's something you should find out about.
Yeah, this free crap has to come to an end now.
You're young, Mom.
Yeah, your mom younger than us.
Your mom is younger than us.
Which is really weird.
That's awesome.
So you're going to do that? Anything else planned?
Sometimes at night you might hear me shadowing the great Jackie Bam Bam. He gave me a couple spots on air.
You sent a few clips you'd like to be on air at some point. We're going to give a listen.
That's a future goal. That's way down the line. Or when someone else says, "Hey, we like this kid. Let's get him in the middle of nowhere."
Yeah. Right? Yeah, that happens.
Let's put him out in the middle of nowhere.
And what was I going to ask you next?
How old's your mom?
Yeah, how old's your mom?
Just turned 42. Love you, Mom.
Wow.
She's not that much younger than us.
She married or single?
She's married.
Does she have any kids?
Don't get any idea.
Anything stand out your time here as an intern?
I learned something very valuable. I learned that you sound prettier to people than you look.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you learn that from when you met us?
I
Or
learned
what
that
is?
I learned that from hearing myself.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
None of you guys, you're all beautiful.
Oh, you said you. You didn't say I.
Right. I learned that you're all ugly trolls, but you sound pleasant.
My favorite Shane moment was when we were doing the Keenan's broadcast, and we did the beer mile thing, and Shane was trying to do his job outside, and the people were running in and out of Keenan's, and Shane made the unwise decision to try to go back inside when two of the runners were running outside, and nearly ran them over. And I know you were just trying to hustle, man. You were working really hard, and I appreciate it, but your timing was terrible.
I thought it was going to be when you guys saw me out in the parking lot a little too early, and
That was me. Yeah. I'm like, Stalker's here this morning.
Yeah.
But no, it's all good, buddy. Yeah.
Hey, Preston, I'm going to be working with you.
All right, well, we wish you luck, sir, and we thank you for all your help here, Shane.
Thank you all.
We'll be seeing you around.
Good luck.
Awesome.
All right, let's hear it for Shane, everyone. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. We will wrap up the program. Stay with us, please.
I was making a movie called The Fighter, and I wanted to watch every great boxing movie ever made leading up until the start of the film. I happened to be on a plane flying to Boston. I had Rocky on.
Yeah.
Watching Rocky, all of a sudden, you know, and every time I watch Rocky, you know what it does to you. All of a sudden, I turned off the volume, and because I was on a call, and I'm still watching, and the movie just completely didn't work.
Yeah.
Without the sound and all of the music and in the score. And so, yeah, of course. And Rosie had done a great job. I mean, I knew when I was reading the script, because all this, the scenes described the music that would be playing and the artist that she wanted to use. I was like, oh, this is going to be really expensive.
This is Rosalind Ross.
Rosalind Ross, yeah.
First-time director.
First-time writer.
Wrote the script, and you took a chance.
Yeah.
But I think you had a good. I was reading an interview with you, and you said she wrote the words. She knew what she was seeing. What better person to translate that?
Yeah, I've definitely felt like that, because we were trying to make this movie for a while. David O. Russell and I were trying to get somebody to write the script, and I couldn't crack it, you know. And then when she came and said she wanted to try it, I said, go ahead. And I kind of told her the story, connected her to the people. And then all of a sudden, she comes back to me with a movie that I wanted to make. So I said, if she could put it on the page, she could put it on the screen.
That's wild.
Had you worked with Jackie Weaver before?
No, I hadn't. No,
she plays the mom in Silver Linings Playbook, which is obviously set here in Philly as well. And I love her. She's so compelling, and there's something about her eyes whenever you watch. Like, she just emotes so well.
She's fantastic. And you know, I lost my mom during the making of the movie, and to kind of rely on her, she was definitely there for me in lots of ways. And if I ever needed to get emotional or anything like that, like there's a scene where I'm coming into the church and I realized that they're actually going to ordain me, and I just looked to her, and then of course I just got super emotional. Absolutely.
So your father in this film is Mel Gibson, and so I noticed that your relationship with him in this movie is very, very similar to Daddy's Home 2, where he plays your father in that movie as well.
My God. Yeah, he was going to play my brother, but Mel obviously was Bill Long, Stu's dad, his first choice, second choice, and third choice. I've made a lot of movies about real people and especially sensitive subjects, and I've never had somebody deal with it in such a nonchalant way, the way that Bill has. I mean, he really gets a kick out of it. He doesn't really. He knows that that I'm playing Stu, but he's able to kind of detach himself from that. And so, like when he sees Mel, he just starts giggling all the time.
Well, and he made The Passion of the Christ and directed, and I assume you were able to pull on his. Expertise, because this was a smaller film than some of the other films you've made.
And of course, taking on the responsibility of financing the movie myself. He financed The Passion. He kind of did it all. So that was something I was able to take a play from his book and kind of figure out the best way to get the movie made without any kind of creative interference. Because once you bring on a financier or a studio, then everybody's got notes. I mean, they're paid to have an opinion, right? And then you kind of get into the rabbit hole. We didn't want to make a film by committee. We wanted to kind of do our own thing and then find the right partner to distribute it.
Sure.
You're just tuning in. It's Mark Wahlberg is joining us in studio. Father Stu is going to be out in theaters April 13th. You guys shot this in 30 days?
30 days, yeah.
Wow.
It's like 6 years to get it done in 30 days.
It's always, You're basically in quicksand for all this time. And then all of a sudden you have to sprint to the finish line. And then it was the same thing with... We had a lot of time to edit the film, but then we had a short amount of time to release the film. So,
I'm sorry, Case. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you were able to get it done so quickly because you work hard. And there was a nice documentary that was done about your life, and you just know that you're just the dude who is just working from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. I also know that you take your health and your physical fitness very, very seriously. You don't do it because you have to. You do it because you want to and you love it. Yeah. So, gaining 30 pounds in 6 weeks. Was that fun or did that suck?
It was the worst experience of my life. I'm still feeling the repercussions of that. It's just because at my age, it's not that healthy to do.
It's a freaking nightmare.
I tried to do it in the most healthy way possible. So when people think, oh, God, you got to gain 30 pounds. Oh, poor you. It's not like all the things you crave are on the menu. None of those things were things that I got to eat. I didn't.
The fun stuff.
I was eating, a dozen eggs with a dozen pieces of bacon, 2-3 bowls of white rice, drinking olive oil out of a glass. And then I'd have a steak. And then, right after that meal, 2 hours later, you get a knock on the door and you got to eat again. And you got to pound another meal. So from 7,000 calories a day for the first 2 weeks to then 11,000 calories for the last 4 weeks. It was terrible. And it was all like sodiums, starches, stuff to get you bloated.
Healthy. Not healthy at all.
I can't believe you guys do that. Because we have a friend, Rob McElhenney, did it for a role too.
It's always sunny.
He did it for a laugh.
He did it for a laugh.
And he said what Mark just said. It was a nightmare packing on that weight.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to lose it because then you're just, you got to be disciplined, right? Yeah. You got to be able to say no, but to pack it in when you're already stuffed, that's just the worst.
Do you know the book or the movie called Diary of a City Priest? It's based on a guy named Father John McNamee, and it was set here in Philadelphia as well. It's sort of like what Casey was bringing up. And the movie was starring David Morse. And when watching Father Stu, it sort of reminded me of these people that find ways to do good for people who really need it, who need to find some salvation and don't know where else to turn. So if you like doing this role with Father Stu, I highly recommend Diary of a City Priest.
Yeah, I definitely checked that out. I'm a big fan of Dave Morris too. But it's one of those things where Stu, he was so effective, especially in his prison ministry. When he would go and talk to the inmates, because he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
So he could just tell them how it was. And we all know people who have made bad decisions, and if they feel like nobody cares, then what are they going to live for? We have to remind people that we're not going to give up on them. Nobody's beyond redemption. You see the good in people, and accepting people for who they are. So
it's so important. Yeah, that's what Christmas Carol is my favorite book of all time because of that. You have someone who is, everyone's deemed beyond help. This guy's gone, and he does have redemption. And sometimes you just need someone to extend a hand and say, okay, we're going to work on this. And that's what this whole movie is about. I love that he has almost a false, not a completely false start, Father Stu, to his embracing of becoming a priest. But it all becomes clear, as I said before, when he has another step in it, this disease that he gets that really, what does it really come down to? And it seems to me that you in your life have gone through, you've hit that point where you are all in now. Was that a hard process, or did you have a kind of a switch flick moment as Father Stu had?
No, I mean, I've always been, ever since a young age when I started refocusing on my faith, good things started happening for me. I'm a guy who's super disciplined and routine, and I've got a lot of gratitude. I'm like, okay, if this is working, I'm sticking with this. I'm not going to veer off of the plan at all. And then I realized, of course, all these things are happening for a reason. I'm being put in this position for a reason. The story's coming to me for a reason. And so to be able to then focus on doing the greater good and figuring out what my purpose is and how I utilize all the talents that I have and the position that I'm in to do something great and help people and inspire people to do more. And that's why I'm hearing now all these great stories. I can imagine if this movie works, I really want to focus on doing a lot more faith-based content, things that'll bring people together. Hopefully people will come to me with great stories. Young filmmakers will come with their ideas, and I'll be able to help them make their movies and get these kind of projects out there.
It helps people.
And then also doing more things just behind the scenes without going and talking about it, because, the left hand's not supposed to know what the right hand's doing. We're supposed to be doing things out of the goodness of our heart, not for a pat on the back. But it's also, it's important to have the conversation, especially in this day and age when there's so much focus and emphasis on negativity and people being so judgmental without really, and we all have our own stuff. We all have our own issues, and it'd be a shame for somebody to go and affect somebody else's life knowing they have stuff. I mean, that's a bad situation.
Yeah, the inclination just to dismiss people in their entirety it's got to change. It's how I think that's how we all heal when we start to do what you just said.
Casey mentioned your work ethic and how busy you are. Do you ever take breaks? You ever go on
Demons? 10:30, like at the second, like right when I said that, it turned 10:30 exactly.
It's you.
How about that?
Go gamble today.
Wrapping up our program on the dot this morning. Let's see. Today is a lot of fun. I would like to thank comedian Rafy Bastos for being on the program today. Helium Comedy Club. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. He's really, really funny. Super nice guy. He's Brazilian, Jewish Brazilian. And he's traveling all over the world.
Yeah, he has a massive presence, online, and he is known, in many places. But his reputation is skyrocketing here in the States.
So it was cool to have him on today. We gave our President Steve day off a Dorney digital word of the day, which is Iron.
Iron.
IROM. Because Iron Menace is the name of their new roller coaster, which we're going to be broadcasting right next to on July 11th. We're going to be riding that many times. So you can win 4 packs of tickets by entering that word at WMMR.com. It is Iron, IRON. And then we'll let you know as we get a little bit closer. We have blood drive on Friday. Just want to remind you to sign up for that if you have not yet. There are slots available. We'd like to make this a record breaker if possible, but more importantly than us getting recognition like that, it's saving lives, man. It's and you can do it. It's simple. You show up. It's maybe an hour out of your time, something like that.
And we make sure that you're taken care of with all sorts of tchotchkes and things. And we're obviously we're going to be all over the place, and we're going to be out broadcasting, and Pierre will as well, and Brett. But the thing also, Preston, is this: is that I've never. I usually get requests to donate blood. I've never been as bombarded as I have been over the past 6 months. Because the need is so great. It's incredibly low, the reserves.
Yeah, so please help out if you can. Pierre Robert is here.
Hey. Good day.
Nice to see you. Stone's concert last night. I'm sure you're going to be recapping some of that today.
Yes, we will recap. It was amazing. An 80-year-old frontman running down a runway. Yeah, there's just nothing like it.
I can't believe it.
I mean, when you go to see... And I like the showgirls like Madonna and Cher and Lady Gaga and stuff, and they do these incredible productions. But when they're and they sing live, but when they're in a huge production number of dancing and moving around, it's usually to a track, and they're usually lip syncing. Mm-hmm. And this is a guy that runs down the runway and is singing and dancing. During Midnight Rambler, he opens with this huge harmonica thing, runs down the end of the runway, runs back, dances, and is singing. And that's an incredible challenge to be able to do that. And Keith is amazing, and Ronnie Wood is amazing, and the whole backup band is amazing. It was staggeringly cool.
Awesome. Excellent. And a great night. It was a little bit on the cool side, but very favorable for being outdoors.
Yeah, magnificent.
Awesome, man. All right, we'll get the letter from you if you don't mind.
I do. I mean, no. Yeah, sure.
Okay, sure.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter. All right, the Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by The Letter.
Oh, as in, oh my.
Oh my. We'll be giving away our prize on Friday. A premier Father's Day gift package from Omaha Steaks. That includes 2 Butcher's Cut filet mignons, 2 Butcher's Cut top sirloins, 4 air-chilled boneless chicken breast, 4 pure ground filet mignon burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, and a bunch more. You can visit omahasteaks.com today and shop the Father's Day packages starting at just $89 when you use the promo code WMMR at checkout. What else is going on today?
Well, we'll have a workforce box of Rush and Five Finger Death Punch and Genesis. And we will have tickets for Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic, as you mentioned, hosted by Mr. Bam Bam. And somewhere around July 4th is his birthday. I don't know if it's July 2nd. Happy birthday, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
July 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. He never wants anyone to know. And so he's rather cagey about it. And for a 23-year-old going on 14, I don't think that that's something he needs to worry about. But yet he does.
Okay.
So somewhere around one of those dates is his birthday.
Excellent. All right, well, let me take a second or two and thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Duncan. Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Powhana Tiki Boats in Ocean City, New Jersey. Book today at powhanatikiboat.com. That's spelled P-A-U, by the way, tikiboat.com. And also brought to you by Polar Seltzer. Polar Seltzer is just water, zillions of tiny bubbles, and great taste. Tomorrow on our program, as I look at this little sheet of information, Casey's son Seamus has a dentist appointment. Other than that, there's nothing on tap. So we'll fill it up later on, and we'll have fun tomorrow. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.